What ho, travellers, and welcome! I am the Bardic Knock. As you can see, there is a new layout. It is magic and pretty. There was meant to be more faces. Haven't figured it out. That's for next week. Speaking of next week, this will be the last live stream to YouTube. From this point onwards, thank you to the very lovely people at Welcome to the Party at Twitch. They will be hosting us on there as we stream live. If you look down in that direction, you will see where you can follow these lovely people on Twitter, on Twitch.
Wait, does that mean this isn't going to actually be uploaded to YouTube, or does that just mean we're not streaming directly from YouTube?
It is going to be uploaded onto YouTube on Monday nights, but streamed on Twitch on Sundays. So if you want to watch it live, it's there.
So there you go, folks.
It's still coming up on here every Monday night, but we won't be streaming to YouTube. We're moving because of reasons. Anyhow, now that is done, as I said, I am the Bardic Knock, or Matt Knock, whatever you prefer to call me. Dungeon Master, creator of worlds, god, and very stressed out with technology stuff. So we will quickly introduce, starting. Not that anyone else is
Master
watching
of
the
narrations
stream right now. So we're going to start going around.
There you are. Yay.
With Don't Blink. Please introduce yourself and your character.
I am Don't Blink. I will play Baco, the mysterious sorcerer.
Yes, our resident mysterious sorcerer in a world that is terrified of magic. And Zindrix is not currently here this week because Blake's internet is broken, but Zindrix is an elf druid. Then below that we have the lovely Primrose. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Rebecca. The half-elf, half-orc bard.
Let's see, when did Primrose become a half-elf?
That's an impressive
Whoa!
Okay, continuing around clockwise, next to Primrose we have our resident Canadian.
Oh, am I the only Canadian?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, well, broadcasting from my igloo here. I got a couple salmon on the fire, and I'm about to drink my tub of maple syrup for the day, which makes me ready to play some D&D.
He's coming back to 1.
And yeah, so my name is TJ, and I'm playing Flick, the halfling rogue.
And then next to Flick, we have Quint. Please introduce yourself.
Why, hello. I will be playing the poet of Javik Hove, former sergeant at arms for the King's Army, and current protector of this fine royalty. And also still reeling over the fact that apparently a Noel got knighted, because seriously, what the hell?
It's fine. And then next to that, we have our resident angsty teenager, Cody.
You see, I'm Cody, and I play Kid the fighter who has taken on the mantle of a social justice warrior in the last week.
Yay!
If you need any sort of mercenary work done, consult the Dark Horse.
As you should always do. And last, and certainly not least in terms of stature, we have our resident dog boy.
Name's Archer, and I am playing the Knoll, Keldor.
Okay, and once again, then it comes back around to me! Hooray!
Wait, hang on. I just noticed something. You said that your Cody. You said your character is both playing the part of mercenary and social justice warrior.
Oh yeah, I'm a literal social justice warrior.
I can imagine people in the audience who might be laughing at the irony of that. But moving on.
Hey, I'm 16, and I have a lot of opinions.
No, like it's a long story. I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay then. To give a brief catch up for myself and you guys as players and an audience. Last week, well, you know, no big deal. Capital city burnt down, looking for somewhere to go. You followed the road. You woke up the prince, whose accent changed every other sentence because I hadn't figured it out properly. I realized that watching, I'm like, oh yikes, his accent changes like every 2 lines of dialogue. Whoops. It's fine.
He's a complex personality. Don't
Nobody
mind him.
knows that. It's not an actual accent.
It's
That's just how he
fine.
speaks.
Exactly.
I'm sure Darvik moves around every session or so.
In your defense, he did take a pretty big hit to the head.
Yeah,
That is true.
Yeah. He's doing a Fred Flintstone, you know, when he takes a big hit to the head and he just comes out as a totally different
Yabba dabba
personality.
ow!
So yes, then this group of unlikely friends and heroes, quotation marks, have arrived
I would
in
ask
this
you all
small
to at least
farming
pause the
community.
video before you. I was about to make a joke about it. Let the GM talk. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, let him get through the description, then we can make jokes.
Go ahead.
There'll be plenty of time for all of the jokes, especially ones revolving around penises, as this is the normal D&D.
I was
humor,
going
correct?
to make a joke about before people go look up what the hell the Flintstones are, they at least pause the video. Or whatever.
God. So yes, arrived in a small farming community, realized, oh, there's lots of refugees here, and they're all hungry and cold and tired. But oh noes, there's no food! So, our group decided that we're gonna go find this missing wagon. And that's what we're doing. First thing is first, unfortunately our lovely herbalist is no longer able to continue with us. So his character Kira, he's staying behind. He's looking after Crazy Jim and the other refugees because he thinks his attention would be better used back here instead of marching off. You know, he can help on the ground floor, and you guys go on and do the big important things.
Well, I mean, someone's got to keep Crazy Jim out of the wine cellar.
Crazy Jim's gonna get some wine! Wow!
That wasn't terrifying at all.
No.
He's the best character.
It's
Run.
just Crazy Jim! I'm gonna stop that voice now. That Crazy Jim does
No.
not speak like that. Also, Crazy Jim doesn't exist, so don't try and find
I want
him
Crazy
again.
Jim to be the DM.
I want Crazy Jim to be the newest party member.
I don't have stats for Crazy Jim. What class would
You don't need
Crazy Jim
stats.
even be?
Oh, dear
monk.
God.
Well, that's obvious, monk, so you can go into drunken man.
I don't think he's
My-
drunk. I think Crazy Jim is just, I don't know. Like, I think it's an act, personally. I think he's perfectly... I'm getting some awful reverb there from someone.
Peeking.
I think it's resolved, yes. But I think Crazy Jim's just, I think he's acting. You know, he's faking a disability to get a pension.
That's why I think he's a monk.
So, continuing on with our story. Heroes Collective, who are currently unnamed as a group.
There you are.
Oh, there you are.
Oh,
What?
Alright, I've returned.
Fixed it.
Has anyone noticed I was gone?
Yes.
No.
Oh, we know. It's very obvious when you're...
Oh yeah, it's because it's quiet.
Yes.
So guys, what are you doing?
Well, I'm assuming we're heading off to the east, correct? That's where they said it was?
Yes, the
Adventurers, stop kicking me in the crotch! What did I even do this time?
just
I don't know.
But yes,
Sorry,
the
what did I
missing-
even do this time?
Nothing this time. Just
Hey,
preemptively.
it's-
You
Go out,
made
pick a
fun
table
of his
with girls.
angst.
All right.
Let's begin.
To answer your question, Cody, yes, the supply wagon was supposed to come from the east. So, using your powerful powers
We're
of
going west.
logical deduction, you can assume that when you came to that fork in the road, it must have been coming from the other way. You know, you're logical people.
So let's head back to the fork of the road and go the other way.
Okay. Do you have a specific marching order or anything like that you would care to put yourselves in?
I would be in the front.
I would also probably be leading from somewhere on the front.
Are we taking the wagon with us again?
No, the wagon's staying behind.
Yes.
Because the princess...
The princess using it as a seat. Plus, I believe that's most of our resources, and in case this goes south, we don't want to have to ditch the wagon.
Flick is attempting to block as many directions out of the 360 degrees surrounding him with larger bodies than himself as he can.
Which is good because Kid is going to try and stick around the lightly armored people.
Lightly armored my ass.
He's not. Everybody
maybe
else
maybe he wasn't talking about you. If you're not lightly armored, maybe that wasn't the thing that applied to you.
Like Baco, Primrose, and Flick.
Oh,
The lightweight.
I was going to say.
Yes. Also, Zindrix offers to stay behind and act, like, just help out the Bardic Knock and Angus.
I imagine there's a lot of people that
protect
need
the
healing.
caravan.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just Varco and Keldor who need to move yourselves up and put yourselves wherever you wish to be. Can you not find yourself on the map?
Almost immediately, he will say, "Come on now, take formation." Keldor, why are you so far up front? Oh, what the?
Bye, Keldor.
I do have a lot more movement speed than interview.
Well, now I see why you think I'm a horse.
Has Keldor just taken off?
I stop right about there and wait for you guys. Kind of like sit there and look back at slowpokes behind me.
You're the only other competent person here. Don't leave me.
Okay, now I can tell that was aimed specifically.
Alright.
I have terrible dexterity. Please keep me in the back.
I'll lend you some.
Dexterity, I'm just terrible.
So I assume we go right.
I think we're losing
Keldor, damn your stubby or overly long hyena legs.
Is this how we're gonna move everywhere?
It's not so much a mark. It's not so much a formation as a group of highly armored people running like crazy.
Like, I thought we were just putting ourselves in an order so that Matt could move us.
Well,
That's what
what
we were
I was
doing
gonna
too,
do.
but apparently not.
We just started following Keldor 30, 40 feet at a time.
Alright, I think we're missing Baco.
It was great.
Baco, you gonna catch up there?
During all this, I was going to yell, "Slow down, you! Now, you
By the way,
fool!"
By the way, your name has been changed to Vodka now.
Alright, slow down, vodka.
Here, I'll put myself there. Move us along as you would.
That's fine. You back up to the fork in the road. That's taking you, just over an hour, give or take. These maps are
That's a
not. They're not to scale. Don't
little-
worry. There's a big part of that map which isn't drawn in because I didn't want to draw just a straight line.
But you couldn't be
The
bothered.
equivalent of
just
however long.
That
6
took a
graph
long time to go 200 feet.
It's not actually 200 feet.
I know.
We kind of like meandered over there.
Yeah.
Like, no, slow motion.
So, just for clarity here, Matt, should we just assume that, like, accurate scale kind of ends at the edge of, like, the buildings, the city?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's accurate when you're here out on the map. In fact, if you see right here, you'll notice that there is a slight gap. That's when I had to switch paper I was drawing on. Assume there is a missing part of the map which fills, about 2 miles worth of just straight road.
Okay.
Right. With this in mind, Dominic is going to call the group to a halt. I think if we're going to be doing this, we need to actually set up at least a half-decent formation here.
Hang in the middle.
Back. What more do you want from me?
I think this is actually pretty good. Steel in the front and chain guy right there.
If I may give my opinion, I think it should be me and Kildor in the front, with Kim taking up the rear.
I'll do so.
Well, yeah.
Something comes from behind, I'm able to hold him off a bit longer.
Right, exactly. That's the idea. Plus, I think you're actually the one with the best range weapon, right?
Well, I mean, I can get the crossbow out, so I've got an even better range
Exactly.
weapon.
So if nothing else, you at least have the time to pull that out, or at least maneuver around.
Yeah, I'll walk with it. That's not even a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I guess we should keep Varlock and Primrose back towards you. While Flick kind of stays. Actually, yeah, pretty much just as it is right now.
Yep.
Okay, so once again, to remind you guys what this looks like, this is a very rudimentary road. It's essentially dirt with vague notions of heavy usage and being somewhat of a track. Everything that's not on the road is really
I'm sorry, did you
grass.
say track or trap?
Track.
Track, okay, I thought I heard him say trap. I'm like, well, that's less than hopeful.
If there was a trap, do you think I would tell you?
No. That's a good point.
Well, let's just walk forward. Don't see much point in doing anything else.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye out.
Dominic will often give marching order.
And everybody ignores it and goes at their own pace.
It's true.
To be fair, yeah. After a while, he realized, oh.
As I said, you can choose to not walk on the road, but it's really tall grass. It's about 7 foot, maybe 8 foot tall. It's well, some of you are American, in fact, all of you, and except TJ. I'm sure you've been to places like Nebraska and other such middle America where,
I'm from
corn is
Missouri.
bigger
I've
than
seen
corn
tall
fields.
grass.
I love how you brought up the most forgettable state.
What now?
Nebraska, the most forgettable state.
What about Nebraska?
It's just what
It's
I
forgettable.
think of as
Yeah.
bang
What is?
right there in the middle. That
He's
Nebraska,
making a
Indiana,
joke.
basically all the
I'm from
corn.
Missouri. I know about tall grass.
Yeah, so it's basically
These
all
were all
the
the
corn
raccoons and
type
vagrant
states. So.
slim.
Anyhow, are you presuming down the road?
Yes.
Yes. They're
Oh yeah,
all
screw
born-
that grass. That's the best way to get bitten by a snake.
Or by large creatures that could be 7 feet tall and we can't see them.
Like
So
a
Lots
we're
of
staying on the
raptors.
road.
Or crazy old drunk homeless people.
Crazy
I doubt
Steve
they'll be in the...
ducks back
Let's
into
move on the
really
road.
quickly.
Yeah, let's move down the road.
Alrighty.
Oh, I missed a bit.
Okay.
Once again, you don't really need to even actually go that far. I'm just trying to not give away too much map. Yeah, it's really...
There's a thing there.
Oh yes, it's not very far at all until you come across a wagon. There's no horses attached to it,
God, we're stupid.
and
Bring
one of the wheels on it are broken.
Looks safe to me, guys.
Dominic will look back okay, I think we all know this is obviously a trap.
Yeah, I'm looking around so it's all tall grass, sorry? There's no woods around us?
Nope, this is tall grass. You can easily walk through it. Seeing through it, probably not so much.
And approximately how tall is it? Like, I'm only 3 feet tall, so
It's
like,
twice as tall.
Put it
Yeah.
this way, it's about the same height as Keldor. So, Keldor can't just see over it. He can see the top of it.
so I could have like a whole civilization, like a box fort that a kid builds in the living room, living within, the entire square kilometer around us, and no one would know.
Why would I build
Exactly.
anything in the living room?
That is exactly what you could do.
So, the cart, no horses, a wheel's missing.
Yes.
Are the supplies?
Sounds a bit like goblinoid tactics. Leave a
Yeah.
wagon out there right in the open for the foolish to try to
Let's move up.
and boom.
Well, before
arrow.
we move up, do we see any supplies left on it or anything?
I certainly don't see shit.
Well,
Would you like us
make
to roll?
some spot checks, everybody. So, Kid
Let's do
rolled a
that.
6, Darvik with a 13,
I roll badly.
Flick with a 7.
As did I.
Flick, you're just staring at grass. Same with Kid and Marco.
I like how
Okay.
it's the person with only one eye that gets the 20.
Yeah, I'm still determined that velociraptors are coming out of this grass somewhere.
Yeah,
At
Primrose.
least I got the proper weapon then.
Primrose is surprisingly perceptive, despite them only having one eye and
Therefore,
being a
Eye is
little bit-
amazing. What's wrong with it?
despite a lack of depth perception, she
sees a lot.
yeah,
It's like a
so
supply glass.
they are pretty damn good. But Primrose, what you can see with your spot check of 20 is, well, I just need to check something with my makeshift dice roller.
I must be a telescope, because that's a long ways.
No wonder everyone else failed it.
Yes,
That's
Primrose,
like, what?
you believe you just catch a glimpse of a boot that seems to be attached to a person inside of the wagon. It's very similar to the Bardic Knox. So
Very
it's
long.
covered up from the top. There's a small curtain on the back, and you're fairly certain you see a boot going inside of the wagon.
So I think I see a boot that may or may not be attached to a foot.
Alrighty,
158
let's move forward.
forward. Oh, I did it again.
I'm getting a dagger in each hand.
Yeah, basically.
Keep formation.
How quietly are you guys moving, by the way?
Oh, I'm not being quiet.
Not attempting.
Forward moving on.
I am.
I am not being overly loud, but I'm also not. I'm moving about average sound for someone moving around a breastplate.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get it in my head. Like, so are you trying to approach this like cautiously? Like, so one of you puts on the bad act and goes, "Oh my, an abandoned wagon. I wonder what could have happened to it."
No.
That
Just
is
walk
No,
right
you're just
towards
going, alright, we're
having
gonna
a
check
big
out this
old-
fucking wagon because shit's going down.
We've been told
Yeah.
there's something in there,
Let
so
us
already
check out
expecting
the
trouble.
fucking wagon.
Yeah, that's how it has to be.
Wagon.
No wonder they were loading it.
Alrighty.
That's better than when the fun's happening.
If you guys want to move yourself closer,
Yes. We shall move ourselves closer to the fucking wagon.
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 Wagon. This is why we can't have nice things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Matt broke this one.
Fair point.
When he does it himself, he doesn't get to complain.
That's true.
No,
He
that's
broke
fine
the
by
fucking
me.
wagon.
Alright, we're a bit closer.
Okay.
Anything trying to eat us yet?
No, nothing. No velociraptors have jumped out, TJ. You see.
Oh,
Dominic,
I want them to just do it and get it over with.
Darvik will ready his glaive for action. Basically, ready action to stab anything that gets within 10 feet.
Um,
I'm assuming from in front of you, considering all your friends are stood behind
Yes.
you.
I was about to say.
If Kid keeps kicking me in the crotch, it might be him.
You deserved it.
Oh, and Flick is just watching the grass like directly to either sides of the party, like the closest contact of grass, pretty much on either side, because he keeps expecting someone to be like 2 feet inside of it and like jump out and grab somebody or stab somebody. And he's not readying an attack so much as he's readying an evasion.
TJ, roll me a spot check then.
Ooh, let's see if this one is better. Because my bonus sure ain't helping. Nice, there we go. 19.
Flick?
I have telescopic vision.
Flick, you are incredibly certain you saw some grass moving. And not because of wind, because something is in there from that direction.
Alright, and about how far into the grass was it?
Which direction?
Approximately 5 to 10 feet.
And sorry, which direction? I didn't see a ping.
There. Ping?
No
No,
ping.
it's not showing up. You're on the GM layer, I think.
Yes, I
I'm
am.
guessing I see it as well.
Can I do a listen check?
There we go. Alright, because I can't, no. I whisper curtly to everybody, we're about to be ambushed on the left side.
Darvik's head is only pointing in that direction. No, his glaive is not.
And
I
it's-
fired a warning shot.
If everybody turns to that side, I turn to the other side and look behind us.
Darvik keeps facing straight, but ready to turn either way.
Okay. So, I'm trying to remember the million things that everyone just wanted to do. Primrose, you
Kelder's
want to
just
make a
sitting.
listen check. Make a listen check.
Do.
Kid, which direction are you making that shot at? In the direction of the moving grass, or just in general?
I have fired it at where he indicated.
Okay. And that ties in perfectly for Primrose's...
Alright, no, this is done.
Yeah, you... What was that damage? 5 damage. You hear... Someone go... Hang on, let me find the voice for these people. He's up there. Like, ah, my knee! It's taken arrow! I mean bolt! Ow!
I mean, at least they know.
Kelder,
At least they know the right pronunciation.
immediately upon hearing this, just kind of turns and like, just looks and says, "You want to come out now?"
Not really! What I guess would not be smart choice. You know I am here. I have bolt in knee. It has ruined adventuring career.
Can the remove bolt from me?
Over there, like poking his glaive through. Assuming the guy's like, "Are you sure on that?" I assure you, they have much more patience. Oh,
This
he's
one
right there.
guy hobbles out with this bolt in his knee. He's hobbling it, and he's holding it and goes, "You got me. I was working alone. It's why I create obvious trap. I promise there is no one else here."
Do I see anybody on the other side of the trail?
Make a spot check.
Yeah. How much do I?
Special
No.
sense of motives.
I rolled a 3. Well, I rolled a 2 and I got a 3.
Okay, on your sense motives, I see a 14 from Keldor, an 11 from Darvik, a 5 from Kid. You have no reason to not believe. Oh, holy.
Oh, never mind.
Holy!
It's all the
His
accent
language.
gives it away.
Rebecca, you ruined it. Everyone else failed.
That was a crit 20 from Primrose for a 25, by the way, for those
Holy
listening.
Hey man, she could see through his accent. She could see through his lies.
That's the same accent. I don't understand when someone's lying.
Exactly.
Primrose, you are the only person who sees through this blatant lie. Whether it's because you're familiar with these types of people. I mean, to give a basic description, this guy he's wearing a lot of heavy fur. He's got a big thick beard. Yeah. He definitely looks like he comes from a cold environment, probably the north.
God damn it, kid! Did you shoot Santa Claus?
No,
Yes.
it's not a white beard. It's a thick, like. I'm just looking at myself on cam and I can't help but go. It's a thick ginger beard. No, it's not ginger. This isn't. But yeah, it's
I didn't
generic
think about
northern.
your first for lying to me.
I certainly was not lying. What? His eyes go a little bit shifty as he starts to look around and go.
And with that, I just point my glaive right at his throat and say, "You probably shouldn't."
Davik will take.
And
Davik
I'm
will go back to
assuming
back
that
of
would be
Keldar
an
facing
state?
the other direction.
Oh, I just crit on the
Oh!
So that's a natural 20 for a 26 intimidate from Keldor.
Okay, what are you doing to intimidate this person?
He is a
Oh, I
girl.
just like put my glaive right on his chin, like right under it. So it's like and then I'm just burying my.
So you got your big dog boy teeth sticking out at him with glaive on chin.
Bark.
Yep, and I'm just like, you probably shouldn't be lying.
He's gonna. Like his brow is visibly sweating. You see the Adam's apple do a gulp in shock and fear as he goes.
And Primrose check if she
Not
knows
good
him.
time, but I need to change trousers. And also, comrades, attack!
And with that, I'm poking him in the throat.
I am not gonna make you roll for attack. Just roll damage, or are you like slowly sliding it in?
Oh no, I'm just cutting it.
Yeah, just roll damage. Because you can't miss when you're pressed up against him.
I can't hear anything.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
so-
Oh,
Minimum damage. You are using the stabby part. It's not.
As you do that, his neck starts to bleed profusely as he drops to the floor.
As at this moment that both the minor nature aura from Darvik will kick in.
Okay. What are you
That would
doing
be
with them?
So everyone is getting a +3 to their strength and a +1 to their attack.
ooh, 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 ooh.
A what? Sorry, +3 to their strength?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not negative anymore.
And then everyone remember, there's a reason why we keep Darvik around.
So, it's a temporary bonus to attack as well.
Yes, as long as I'm able to give commands and such.
And we are within a certain feet of him.
So it would be.
Okay. If you could all please roll initiative for me. I'll open up the thingamadoodle. That's not the right thing.
Yes, it is.
No, I clicked for dice roll and not for initiative because my finger slipped.
Oh. I thought you were saying that we weren't rolling the right thing.
Are we missing Rebecca?
Hear me?
There you are.
Oh, okay, Matt.
Yep.
Possibility that they are possibly from a know about from the north.
From where, sorry?
I roll for that.
Well, I can tell you this. You don't know this person specifically. You know, this isn't...
Roll like a knowledge something to figure something out.
You could do a knowledge local to try and get the exacting nature of his accent, but as just an untrained thing, just something like that's northern. That's probably from areas similar to where Primrose came from.
I want to avoid battle at all costs. Maybe I can negotiate. I don't know.
Wow.
Well, the guy's dead.
Damn it.
And he just said, "Comrades, attack." So I killed him.
You did.
Okay. I hate not having my mouse. It makes me sad. 3. And what did these little people roll? Ooh, they got pretty good too. Lucky beggars. And then we click that.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
They got the drop on us, apparently.
Okay. You don't need to know what that first person is doing. Then, well, the first thing that happens, I need to go on to that and select that and do that. Ugh, things I am doing. Yes, the first thing that happens is 2 of these raiders leap out of the back of the wagon with crossbows drawn and loaded, and they are going to fire at the first 2 people they can see, which from my perspective looks to be Darvik and Keldor. So here we go, rolling dice. Great, I rolled an 8 and a 6 respectively. They ain't matching your AC. That's them done. And then 1, 2. Come on, do maths and count.
Hello. Oh, there you go.
Hey.
And then
That was weird.
and from within the tall grass.
Oh, Jesus. We get struck by a horde of dice.
Yeah, you did.
The most vicious of predators to roam these lands. Dice.
Okay,
never
these
know
guys
what
did
the-
a hell of a lot better. Okay. Kid, what's your
Yes.
armor class?
My armor class is 17, if I know where it's coming from. Am I flat-footed for this?
You don't know where it's coming from. A person shooting is concealed.
So I am flat-footed.
Ah,
And
nuts.
flat-footed AC is 14.
Sorry, no matrix dodging for you.
Yes, okay, so that's... I'm going to roll for that in a second. Primrose, what's your armor class?
Probably horrible.
Well, I can assume you're hit as well, because I don't think it's higher than 18.
No, it's 10.
What?
Darko, what's your armor class?
Let's see. It's currently 12.
Yep, you're getting hit. I got really lucky. Flick, what is your armor class?
Well, my armor class is 18, but my flat-footed armor class is 13.
You 2 are getting hit. And then... Ugh, this is where it's really hard to decide, because one of them rolled a nat 20. So... And it's the last one that's going to hit, because... So I need to... Well, you know what?
Find a solid dice number.
That's what well, it's only 2 of them. It's between Keldor or Darvik, so I'm going to roll a d4. 1 or 2 is Keldor, 3 or 4 is Darvik, and that's a 4. So Darvik, you're getting hit for a crit crossbow bolt.
In the groin again? Is that what we're planning?
We will see. Okay, so here comes damage. Kid, 5 damage.
Okay.
Primrose, 5 damage. Varco, 4 damage. Flick, 4 damage. And the critical hit on Darvik, 8 damage. Sorry, guys.
I am uncomfortable.
Keldor, how do you respond to this volley of crossbow bolts from the tall
Where
grass?
did I see them come from?
I was just about to reveal that to you. These people are no longer hidden because they made shots.
That side, huh? And that side.
All right.
Okay.
This is where it gets fun.
So yes, you are surrounded. I need to mark this person as bleeding out because he is.
Alrighty. Well, with that, yeah, I'm going to charge this,
You're gonna just rush in at the person closest to you. Good call.
and I'm actually charging.
Oh, nice one. Hang on, let me just realize I left the most pointless bit of hidden. So, go make your attack.
So charging add 2 to the.
Charging adds +2. Someone's gonna have to remind me, does that add to damage as well, or is it just to the attack?
Yes.
Just the attack roll.
Is it just a?
Just the attack roll, not to damage.
Yeah.
If it's a gore, it goes to damage, but it's not.
That's it. Yeah, there's feats you can get to do that. You know, shield charge, powerful charge. All these things are designed to add damage to charging. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay. 25 for 14 damage. Well, that's definitely a hit. And can you describe how you want to hit this guy?
I'll straight up just charge up with the glaive held to the side, and then at the end of the arc, I just swing it and just like slice his head off, or try to.
Okay. Well, you can't slice his head off, but you have dropped him to -4 hit points. So as you swing the glaive across, you cut into the side of his neck, which then spurts a glorious fountain of oozing red fluid, very blood-like in consistency. And then when you slit across the rest of the throat, it just, well, it explodes out and then just drools down as he, like, blood drips down his bearded chin. He goes, "Ah, it's painful."
That's impressive that he can speak with his neck cuddled.
Well, that's it. The "ah" is painful. His speech gets stopped partway through. And then we have Monsieur Flick.
All right, so Flick takes one of these, arrows or crossbow bolts?
Crossbow bolts. That's what they.
He takes one of these crossbow bolts. Okay, he takes one of these crossbow bolts to the torso, and he almost falls over, and he lets out an abnormally high-pitched squeak when he gets hit. And then I'm assuming he got hit from one of these guys down here or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that hit you specifically was the second one down.
All right, so taking a dive behind the one who seems to be looking at me, I'm going to jump back here between Primrose Kid and Vaco, literally hiding behind Vaco's robes. And with my back to him like a robed wall, I'm going to reach into my backpack and I'm going to withdraw a stick and I'm going to crack it and I'm going to drop it on the ground.
Is this a smoke stick?
This is a smoke stick.
Okay. Do you have it written down how long that takes to activate and how long it sticks around for?
Treat the effect as a fog cloud spell, except the moderate or stronger wind dissipates. So, one standard action, duration 10 minutes per level. It doesn't say instantaneous or whatnot.
I
One standard
assume it
action.
is.
So.
Oh, hang on, that's a big spell token. No, get smaller. There we go. And what's the radius of it?
It is a 10-foot square.
Cube, actually.
Cube, sorry. Well, yeah. If anything's above me, it'll matter if it's a cube.
It says the stick is consumed after 1 round and the smoke dissipates naturally.
Okay. So let's give you that. I'll just.
The smoke dissipates after 1 round if there is a stronger.
Okay. For ease, there is no wind. Like there's wind,
So
but just normal bog standard. So it's not vanishing anytime soon.
Okay, so just one thing before we go on. Is this a 10-foot cube or is this a 10-foot radius cube? Because you've given me a 10-foot radius cube, which would be much bigger.
That is a very good point. It's not that.
It's just 2 by 2 squares, right?
It says specifically it sells a 10-foot cube.
Yeah, so that's 2 by 2 squares on this map.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well. Okay. I know what I've done wrong. Ignore. Forget this.
It's all good.
Just
wanted to get it right before it affected something. That's all.
It is only 2 squares by 2 squares, but unfortunately, since these are not a lot, I don't have the grid active because I couldn't get it to line up with my stupid graph paper. I'm giving up using the graph paper. It doesn't work. It's a pain in the ass.
Okay.
So, yes, it is only 2 squares each way. Ignore the third and fourth ones.
Okay, so placing it there, I can probably cover myself, Vaco, and Primrose. I don't know if Kid would really be in it.
Nor do I wish to be.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was thinking.
And this gives you total concealment?
It's 20% concealment for anybody else inside of it, 50% concealment for anybody outside of it, I believe.
There you go. Perfect. Alrighty. So they're probably not going to be able to make any more ranged attacks at you. So,
yeah, and unless Vaco moves, I am going for total concealment behind him, myself.
Yes. Okay, and now we move on to Primrose, who is now stood in a fog cloud. Rebecca, are you still
Get back
here?
yet?
She's muted.
She said, "Be right back." I think she had to go and.
Oh, there she is.
Perfect timing.
Hello.
What is Primrose doing? You are stood in a fog cloud that Flick has created by snapping open a stick.
Sorry, I should have that time.
Flick has snapped open a smoke stick, so you are in a cloud of smoke, which protects you from people firing in at you again.
Okay, one.
So, what does Primrose do?
Everybody's over there. I'm making a strategy. Hang on.
That's totally fine. I'm just bobbing. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, ba-doop, 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 boop, boop, ba-doop. Boop, ba-doop.
actually gonna stay where I am right now and not do much of anything. I'd say from my bubble.
Sorry, what was that you just said? Are you not
Well, I
certain
can
what to do?
now. Oh. Well, okay.
You're a
What is
bard. Start singing.
As,
the...
if you want
Oh,
sure
you know
what to
what?
do, I
Okay.
highly recommend Inspire Courage. That is your bread and butter bard ability.
I don't have that, but I'll do resistance.
It's a level 1 bard ability. It basically means
You have it.
you whip out your instrument, you play a little bit, and everyone within 30 feet of you gets a +1 to attack and damage.
Yeah, sure.
I believe I said as a token action, if you press on Primrose, it should be up near the top.
Oh.
Yep, it's right up there, so you can just click that and that will do it.
Yeah.
So, okay, everyone within 30 feet. Primrose has gotten out her Japanese flute and is playing it serenely and beautifully.
I'm in 30 feet. Yeah.
So you all get a +1 to attack and damage and saves against fear or charm? It is charm? Yes, it is. Primrose makes you all feel stronger and more courageous. And that brings us down to Kid.
Okay, I need you to describe the environment for me a little bit. You said that there's tall grass on both sides. Has it been a good rainy season? Or is this grass dry?
This is very dry grass. You know, we're in winter, and it's too cold to be damp. So,
okay.
If that...
Then let me know if I can do this in one turn. Is
Go
it
right
possible
ahead.
for me to step into the smoke cloud, 5-foot step,
Yeah.
light up a torch, and throw it in there?
Oh God, that.
You could do that, but then you would run the risk of starting an entire, like, fire in, like, you don't know how far these fields go on for unless you intend to go and stomp it out before it gets too big. You would essentially be creating a forest fire.
Okay, I'll keep that one in the back pocket then.
Pretty much, if you look at the map, everything that's not road is grass.
Hi, village full of refugees. I see your famine, and I raise you a forest fire.
If this...
They won't be cold anymore.
If this
We
was
are
a
not
murder
great
hobo
heroes.
game, I would totally allow that. If you didn't care about your character and how you interact and well, you go, I just want to kill shit, crack on. I kind of advise against it.
I'm only trying to get them to run out and into the road where we can get them better, but
Well,
I can understand the logic of that. In that case, I'm going to drop the crossbow and
Good call.
run at them, unfurling the spike chain in the process.
Alrighty, I'm
And-
assuming you're going for the one directly in front of you. Yep.
Yep.
As
And
you
let's-
run through the grass, you realize this grass tramples down really easily. It's not fantastic concealment. It's only really concealing, providing you stay perfectly still. So the fact they have moved, you can just rush through this. It doesn't get in the way. Have you taken in the Inspire Courage onto that damage?
Yes, I took the Inspire Courage in.
And the strength bonus from Darvik?
Yes, the strength bonus is
Add the
already
attack
applied.
bonus.
And the attack bonus.
He's at 1 HP.
He is exactly at 1 HP. That's why I was desperately going, come on, you've got to have one more in you.
Dude.
But, yeah, you rush up and... where are you aiming your chain for on this fellow?
Let's
Oh,
see.
hit
Considering
him.
the grass would be up, I've only got the chance to aim at his upper parts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to see if it can fly directly at his neck.
You guys are going for necks.
It's effective.
Jeez.
There's
They're a fleshy
pretty-
part that's not usually protected by armor.
I was gonna hit the guy in the shoulder, but it's only because that's a popular technique with glaives.
Well, the thing is, the only way Flick's killing anybody is to hit them in the neck.
Yeah. But, okay,
Well,
so
arms,
this
limbs, that kind of
rather
place.
large, muscular-looking fellow in heavy furs and big, thick beard, long braided, very Viking-looking hair, for easiest description. He's there,
I
he's
thought
got
it
his
was a Ruski.
crossbow, and he's going, "Ah, you see that, comrade? I get real good hit. Holy crap, he's chaining throat! Oh, my throat, I give you. It's real hard talk with chaining throat."
I could have set you bitches on fire!
Sorry, if you guys actually watch a video, you'll see I accidentally just jabbed myself in the throat. Dedication. Anyhow, Darvik, what do?
Darvik will look at the side between Kid and Kildor and see that both their sides are currently taken care of. That said, that bolt hitting managed to penetrate the breastplate, that kind of hurts. So, picking his targets a bit more carefully, he's going to help out Kildor.
I mean, there are the two in the road as well. They jumped out the wagon.
Okay, hang on. Never mind.
Yeah, you could hit them.
Don't use the measurements, count in squares.
It's the measurement is still fairly accurate.
Oh, is it still almost accurate? If it's almost there, then that's fine, yeah.
It just doesn't clip to the thing. You just have to do it by your thing. Cause like, see, it pretty much matches up with squares properly.
Okay, yeah, I can't see it fantastically because the monitor this is on is like actually a good like 6 feet away from
About
me.
there. You're saying still within range of me. I'm like, dang, I gotta get right there. Oh wait, no, I don't. Anyway, one of them's getting glaved. The one that's, the one on Kid's side. Let's go with that.
Okay, make an
The one
attack
to the
roll.
left. Normal people would say. Where the hell is that button? Is this it?
Normal. Overrated. Who wants to be normal? We can fight people in bad Russian accents jumping out of cornfields.
Ooh,
To be fair, I think everybody is, like,
ooh.
out of range of Darvik's thing now.
Are you sure that's accurate?
How
It
do,
doesn't look like it. Yeah, that's a one attack.
yeah, how do you only have a
Can't-
+1? I mean, okay, you rolled a 3. You know, chances are you're not going to hit this guy, but
That's still wrong.
I only have. Actually, supposed to be a +2.
What's your strength?
Oh wait, yeah, I see. I rolled this from the wrong sheet. I see. But still, I would have been 5.
yeah, I was going to say, you know, you rolled a 3, you probably weren't going to hit. I was just like, oh, yikes, only rolling a 4,
Yeah,
not very
no.
good.
I'm
Unfortunately,
like, how about the shit? He wasn't close enough.
Unfortunately, for Darvik, as you are running, this is a really crappy little road. You know, it's very dry, dusty, kind of gravelly.
Big ruts.
Your footing kind of stumbles a little bit as you go to make the
I'll
attack.
be back in a bit, mates.
Not a problem, because there's a whole round before you get back. So,
Good.
Darvik just misses,
Try to kill me too
unfortunately.
quickly.
Okay, our secret sorcerer, who is now hidden in a smoke cloud. Varko, what do you do?
Well, since now no one can see me, Baco is going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor on himself, so his party doesn't see that he's casting spells either.
Nope. I mean,
Well,
Flick would... TJ, does Flick have any ranks in either Knowledge Arcana or Spellcraft?
None in either.
Spellcraft is possible to do untrained, if memory serves, isn't it?
yes.
Yep.
To see,
Alright, and he is smart.
Yep, if you would be so kind as to make a spellcraft check for me. It's just because you are literally hiding under his robe. So.
A nat 20 for a 24.
You know that Varco just did magic.
All right.
You read about it somewhere. Someone's told you about this kind of stuff. Like, you don't know the name of the spell, but you're like, oh my god, I totally read that in not Harry Potter. The wizard did this thing, and it made him harder to hit.
No, you just know that he can.
Yeah, I just know that he casts something, really, right?
Larry Mortar and the Chamber of Newts.
It kind of looks like it made magical armor around him. Is that what I'm getting?
Well, it doesn't create a visible armor, but he did magic, and
yeah,
from how it looked and sounded, it seemed to be a defensive in sort. So that's
okay.
what you understand. Probably the biggest.
And there's nothing else.
You just saw this guy do magic.
Exactly, but there's nothing else I can do right now to react. So
no,
we can just keep going.
Explain a spell badly.
Spellcraft is trained only.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it? Okay, then.
In that case, I take that back. You don't know Dick.
Wait.
Basically,
I'm too concentrated on using him for cover to notice what he's doing in front of him.
Yeah, Varco, like, I don't...
You're a rogue, right?
Yeah.
True.
Rogues get spellcraft.
They do not.
Do they? No?
He needs magic device.
Oh no, bards do. That's
yeah, bards do.
getting confused. The two main skill classes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I just need to check something about
Armor.
mage armor. I just need to check what components it has, because...
Oh, I'm a sorcerer, so it doesn't need. I don't need to have components.
Oh no, I don't mean like material components. They're negligible. I was meaning okay, yes, verbal somatic. So you wave your hands and you say some words.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, Flick, you know that Varco waved his hands and said some words. Take that as you will. And okay then. We're back round to this fellow who none of you guys knew what he was doing. Okay then. Seeing all of this, this rather large half-orc, he looks very similar to Primrose in his race, for lack of a better word. He steps out from the tall grass and addresses the... Sorry, I'm getting like a loud crackle coming through every now and then.
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback.
Yeah, does anyone know what that is?
Hang on.
So I'm
It's
back.
coming from Primrose, so.
Yes, anyhow.
There we go.
This large half-orc fellow, he steps out. He too is... Well, he's actually not wearing furs. He is very proudly stood there in a vest. His arms are completely on display. He doesn't quite have a thick beard like everyone else. He looks kind of young, as how you could vaguely understand him, but he is very tall, very broad-chested. He's got a very thick, strong jawline. Unst. He steps forward. On his back is this massive-looking sword. And he turns and he goes, "Men! Stop this now!" And he raises his hand in a fist as he looks out to his men. He goes, "There is no need to kill these weaklings. Let them live."
Oh.
Does anyone feel the need to react to this rather large-looking fellow?
I am curious.
Is he holding his sword at the moment?
No, it is strapped to his back.
Okay, well, he just entered my threat range.
You going to attack him?
No, I want to see if I could possibly chain that sword out of its sheath on his back.
I mean, it's not...
I don't know if disarm would work for that.
I'm just trying to think. I know you can target a sheathed weapon, because you can do that kind of thing.
Oh, no, I have to be grappling before I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember
that's
that
what I was
rule.
just thinking. Like, I think you need to be grappling, because I'm just trying... Like, in my mind, I'm picturing the player's handbook going, where do I remember that note? Yes, you would have to go up and grab him to try and pull his weapon out for him.
Okay, not going to deal with that then. No, I'm going to see where this goes.
Are we still in initiative order?
Yes, but if you want to react to this person, if you want to say something, if you want to ask if Primrose can see something, you don't need to wait until your turn.
Yeah, would Primrose be able to see them through the smoke? That's the question, I guess.
You can see out of the smoke, yeah.
Okay, what would I need to roll to figure out if I recognize the half-orc or not?
Well, first of all, roll me a spot check. Okay, yeah. On his left shoulder, you can see 3 black claw marks going down.
I'm sorry, maybe I missed something, but who's this new guy here?
He is Unz,
the boss.
And Unz does walk out, and he has told his men to cease their attack. There is no need to waste time on these weaklings. Let them run back to their little homes.
I just turned to him and like, okay, give us the food then. Like straight up to his face, give us the food then.
Do it.
Sorry, I also had something else to add to what Primrose saw. Along with seeing these 3 black claw marks on his left shoulder, you can also see, because as I said, his arms are fully out on display. He's really only wearing like a chain vest, so a lot of his flesh is open and on display. It's almost like he is proud that he doesn't need to wear so much fur and covering. There's a lot of very unusual looking markings in areas you would normally recognize as being veins and arteries. There are thick black lines. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look healthy. And if you take a closer look around all the other fellows, any parts of their body which are exposed, necks, hands, you can also see these thick black veins.
And you said he was a half-orc, right? Half-orc?
He is a half-orc, and all the others are human.
Okay. Can Primrose say something?
Primrose can certainly say something.
Okay, well, she'll more mumble it to herself than anything, but, so Mother was right after them.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you there.
So Mother was right after...
You keep crackling. Once more.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So Mother was right after our half-orcs are effective.
And are you saying that loud enough for anyone to hear? Are you addressing him, or is this talking to yourself in a moment like, oh yes, that's a thing that makes sense?
saying it loudly enough, maybe Flick can hear her. And maybe, can't tell who that is.
Marco.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Does anyone else have a reaction to this fellow?
I didn't hear the part about let them go back.
Other than being concerned there's another person added into the fray who may not be on our side. Not really.
Yes, Cody, what he said is we don't need to waste our time on these weaklings. Let them get their things and head back. He's essentially, he's not making a threat per se. It's not intimidating. He's making a matter-of-fact statement that of these guys are going to turn around and leave us alone now.
And was that with the cart, or?
He didn't say anything about the cart yet.
He certainly did not imply you were taking the cart with you.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Just whack.
Let's make 4 lines on his back instead of just 3.
Flick is
anyone...
Flick is crouched down behind Vaco, just like clutching the bolt sticking out of his gut, trying to breathe through the pain.
Deciding if it's a good idea to just run away.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's the first of my combat reflexes.
Oh, you attacking?
Oh no, it's flying at Mr. Unst.
That is going to Unsteboy. Let me just open up his character sheet because I wasn't expecting anybody to attack him. Shows what I know.
Oh,
what were you
he's
gonna
not
say,
giving
Furness?
us the cart.
Okay, yeah, that hits him. You going for his shoulder?
He said he has 3 lines on his back, right?
It's on his left shoulder.
Oh,
This would
okay.
be so
Well,
much
let's make
easier
that
if you
4.
could see what I'm doing.
So we are doing the violence then.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that is at the top of his left shoulder. He has 3 black claw marks coming down it.
All right. Cool. Let's make it 4.
All right. Yeah, you hit. You know, your chain hits him in. I need to. No, that would take some ludicrous feats he certainly wouldn't have at this point. Nope. Never mind. I was gonna see if he could react, but no. In the future, maybe. He can't do the cool cinematic reaction I would like him to do.
If anyone were to look at Primrose, they probably notice that she's conflicted with the damage being done to the half-orc.
Thankfully, there's a wall of smoke between you and I, so.
We don't notice nothing.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So, Raider's turn.
Yes.
And Kid just smacked their leader.
Yeah. They're kind of looking around with a bit of a, well, what do we do? I don't know. We've got to say we do. I don't know what we're gonna do. Yes. They're all very conflicted. Unst is gonna look at the mark you just gave on his arm, and he's gonna let out the biggest, most uproarious laugh. I don't know how to laugh in a Russian accent, so you'll have to forgive me.
Cue everyone try.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive this. It's like a
Bad.
Yes, good, good hit on Unst. But birthmark needed covering. I don't wish to have it. I like all of you. Raiders, lay down arms. No need to lose more men. See to injured. At that point, they'll all drop their crossbows. If anyone will let them, they would like to go and retrieve the 2 which are bleeding out.
The moment they go for him, I just step aside.
Okay.
And out of the
Now we
way.
shall return back to the main group.
Yep, they're gonna grab them. I can't be bothered to just twat around moving tokens, so I'll describe it. They essentially grab them and bring them over to the wagon. One person there who he appears to be the healer of the group. He walks over and starts to tend to the ones who are bleeding out. Unst, he's letting the raiders get on, and Unst is going to look at you all and go, So who are these people who strike up conversation? Well, not conversation. You didn't strike that up. You struck up a thing.
Your shoulder.
Oh, you struck shoulder. Yes, it's good hit. Yeah.
Is this gone?
The smoke will have gone by now. Yes, I'll get rid of that.
Primrose is just gonna stare at him.
Yeah, he slaps his shoulder. On top of the open wound, he just slaps his big, meaty, greenish hand on it as if he doesn't even care. Onto this birthmark. I say birthmark, it's more like a branding. And he goes, I am always happy to take damage to branding. Black Claw. Spits off to the side. Disgusting people. He then...
Take a couple steps.
Sorry, what was that, Rebecca?
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Mindy, stop. How far? Okay, where is he on the map? I can't tell.
Oh, combat is over at this point, unless one of you is planning on turning on these people now they've stopped fighting and dropped all their weapons.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah. You can kind of just ignore the tokens because it's a lot of hassle for me to move around this many. So
Gotcha.
Just assume you're all stood close together. The other raiders, they're down at the wagon, tending to the ones who are nearly dead.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do.
But, yeah, so... Do you have anything you wish to say to Unst?
I do. Okay. You left the Black Claw?
Some say left, some say vanished, I say outgrew.
Tell me how. Tell me how you left them. What happened?
Well, I was born into tribe. Well, not even into tribe. I was bastard child of human woman. Black Claw came, retrieved me when I was baby, took me in. They give mark, and they don't even accept me as part of tribe properly. They very abusive. Apparently, I can use big words. And I change between saying I and Unst. It's a very complex character. I never quite know if I am in third or first person. Either way. So Unst lived with Black Claw, and eventually Unst just had enough. Just decided, this is bullshit. I am Unst, I am great warrior. I am bigger and stronger. Not physically, but mentally. Unst is not quite savage barbarian creature. I mean, Unst barbarian, sure, but not savage. There is more than two chickens in my coop. And he points to his head when he says that. It's a very broken expression. But yeah, so I run away from Black Claw, and I made friends. I am Unst, leader of Northern Raiders, and well, we are not in North now. We come here for reasons. I'm sure you don't need to hear Unst's entire backstory in one sitting. That would seem somewhat exposition-y and contrived.
Jonathan will have him like, wait, did you just admit to having two voices in your head?
No. Unst just never can quite decide if he preferred to speak in first or third person, so it kind of changes. It's almost as if some all-powerful creator god didn't quite make entire character decisions and implement them fully.
You know, it seems a lot like that with this environment as of late.
Yes, it's strange. What sick twisted god would not fully define characteristics and enact them out in a coherent, concise, predictable manner instead of just going with how they feel at any given moment?
Right, and who attacks an entire town with undead unicorns?
I know, sick bastard. Speaking of undead unicorns, did you come across the sorcerer?
What sorcerer?
The one with undead unicorns. Me and the raiders were up at the ruins of Cowdenbreath. We were, you know, doing raider things, looking for game, for hunt, and all of a sudden...
Basically raiding things.
We did raiding things. It was on ruins. No one lived there. At least we thought no one lived there.
What do you think about ruins? They only become ruins after everyone dies.
Well, yes, but then people clawed out of the snow. I say people. They were like people with rotting flesh and sometimes sticky out bones. And then big scary, well, he wasn't that big or scary, you know, he's actually pretty weak and weedy looking. But, you know, he had big black cloak on and looked menacing. He was riding on horse with sticky out horn. And when Unst went to challenge him, Unst drew greatsword, charged up, and he battered me side like fly. And then he then turns his arms over and presents his thick black veined arms, and then he do curse or something. Either way. Big black veins, scary. I assume magic. Unst and the raiders come here to find cure.
As they're talking, Primrose is going to progressively move closer and closer to Unst. And just very fascinated with him, but just staring at him, walking around him, just oogling him.
Checking him out.
Mixed signals.
Kid's going to approach Unst. He's going to just kind of sheepishly look at him and says, "You know what? I respect you.
I respect you,
I gave you
man.
I gave you one. Now, you give me one." And he pulls up the sleeve of his shirt, and you guys can look and see his arms are more scar than skin. Give me one.
Yeah, when you do that, you reveal all these scars. Unst looks and goes, "You are obviously great warrior too, wearing many battle wounds. You sure you want one more?"
Yes.
Do you want me to roll to attack or just the damage?
Just roll damage.
Yeah, okay. Unst draws out his sword and he goes, Unst is not good at pulling punches, so if you have...
I am also a veteran of many
And that's how Kid lost his arm.
Yeah, Unst, he's gonna hold out this great sword and he's gonna,
As I was saying, Dominic will point out he's a veteran of many battles, but never received that many scars.
Yeah, and he'll look over at you, Darwin.
That's coward.
Well, you must either be very good or very cowardly. You looked pretty good. You ran straight towards my man. Your footing slipped, but it's not good road. I'm sure even greatest warriors mess up sometimes. Okay,
Yeah, so I'm a former sergeant-at-arms of the King's forces, so I will take that as a compliment. And yes, I kind of underestimated the distance.
Unst, he draws out his sword. He looks at Kid and he goes, "It's easy mistake." Still looking at Darvik, he swings his sword. Kid. 13 damage.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Kid is unconscious and bleeding out. But smiling.
Sees that and goes, "Oh, Unst is sorry. Medic, healer, cleric man." And one of the raiders rushes over. This raider, he appears to have a holy symbol hanging from his neck as he runs over and he does a cure light wounds on you.
Oh my goodness.
You get back 5 hit points.
Okay. Gonna wake up and say, good hit.
Yeah, I try. Although,
So, if you look over at Keldor, he has his head cocked at that angle that dogs do when they're really confused. It's like, why?
You wouldn't get it.
Valka, what were you doing a spellcraft check for? You trying to determine
If that guy was a sorcerer as well.
Well, with a nat 1, you don't know shit. But he did have a holy symbol hanging from his neck.
Anyway, now I'm back in the focus here. Davik will attempt to be diplomatic.
Diplomatic? Is that how he starts? Let's engage in some diplomacness.
Yes. He will do the diplomacies.
Alright. What does he say?
Good diplomacking.
Darvik is being very
I heard you
diplomatic.
with diplomacy.
So Darvik, in your attempt to be diplomatic, I'm going to drop the joke now so we can make the point and then I'll bring it back up later.
Yes.
Fair enough.
In your diplomacy, what are you attempting to do?
He's just going to try to use the connection of all 3 of us being warriors to say that, like, perhaps you could, there's no honor to just, like, starving out these refugees and stuff. Maybe you should go find people who are, actually deserving of having their shit taken.
Unst, he looks surprised. He actually stands back and his eyes wide and goes, "Oh, people in need of wagon?" He scratches his hair. He actually has really pretty looking hair, surprisingly. It's about shoulder length. It's kind of messy, but it's very handsome looking. And he kind of scratches the back of it and goes, "I thought was just private. Why I did not know people were in need. Unst is tremendously sorry. We were looking for medical supplies, not surprise. We don't want a medical surprise. That sounds like heart attack."
I can't help but feel this is slightly condescending.
You think he's being condescending?
Well, he's not being ascending.
No, what I'm saying is, like, the way you're saying it, it sounds like, "Oh no, we're raiders. However could we possibly steal from people in need?"
Oh,
like,
no.
No, he actually.
He's being completely genuine in how he described his actions earlier. Yes, they're called the Northern Raiders, but they hang out at ruins. They hunt game. They don't.
Oh, they're more like scavengers than actual raiders, then.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
He
then.
assumed
Then, yeah,
this was a
yeah,
singular
stop.
person's private wagon. So he was going, okay, you know what? There's 10 of us and 1 of you. We probably need that more. And that's how it was justified. If you had
with
just
that,
pointed out to him,
Davik will take it. Will appreciate his genuine apology and all that.
yeah. If you
I
had
get
pointed
words,
out,
I swear. It's a Sunday. I turn my brain off.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Primrose.
But yes, if you're pointing out to him that there's an entire town or village that need these supplies, he has to acknowledge that that's more. They need it more than we do. It's not okay for me to keep these.
Not only is it an entire town, it's an entire town plus all the refugees from a burnt down large city.
Right.
Ooh.
Not all the refugees, just like a large portion of them.
The ones that survived.
Well,
And made it to this city.
They would have scattered to the four winds. They're the ones that had gone in every direction.
Either way, it's a bigger thing.
Ooh,
Primrose.
well, unfortunately, when Unston Raiders attacked, we let horses go free. So,
How heavy is the cart?
pretty heavy. I mean,
Like, actually.
I don't have the exact number for a cart. Like,
Is it less than 3,000?
Probably. I mean, assume.
I start dragging it.
Are you just gonna do it on your own? Because Uns was gonna lend a hand. He was gonna say.
Oh, he can help me if he wants to, but I'm picking up the cart and just starting going with it.
Yeah. So Keldor, you
Dominic
walk
will
up
assist because why not?
So anyone who wants to help can help drag this cart. I mean, as I said, one of its wheels are broken, so it's kind of a little bit more difficult.
Dominic will try to act as the wheel by pulling up that part and just carrying it.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, that's all well and good, but maybe before we go, we could stop me from looking like a unicorn.
And Flick is splayed out on the ground, leaning against Vaco like he's the back wall of an alley, and he just got shot in a stick out. Stick out, stick out.
Oh, boo-hoo, I got hit once.
That's half his hit points, and he's got an arrow sticking out of his 3-foot-tall body.
Uh-huh.
The
You look
healer
more like-
who
I hate to say this, you look more like an apple on a stick than anything.
the
moment
healer.
you say that, just whack.
Yeah, unless,
What were you waiting on?
Well, Flick
Was it
needs
this?
a little bit of healing. Unless anyone wanted to help out.
No,
Flick
you know
instead.
what? Dominic would expect that. I'm rolling a whatever I need to be aware of and try to do that.
Reflex save. Reflex save to avoid it.
Why
Pulled
would
me
you
3
do that,
times.
Rob?
Shame on you.
So now I
Is
gotta
there
get
a
creative.
reason you're kicking him in the crotch now?
Oh no!
He's kicking him at the crotch because he compared Flick to an apple on a stick.
That's
No, they're like,
deserving.
no, I will not. Ah, son of a no! You know what? That was extremely uncalled for. I have heard
These
that
will just
joke.
buy a
I have
clock
had
piece
the
and
joke
done
made of me 5 separate times.
Flick,
And yet it's
you're
still
very
funny.
fortunate. The cleric just healed you 9 hit points.
Sweet.
Oh, that's better.
Oh.
Oh,
Me.
Wait,
Yeah.
as I drag the cart past Flick, I just grab him and stick him on the wagon.
Okay.
And then keep.
Wow, that's actually insulting.
Is it? I just
I think I'll
helped
allow
him.
it.
I pull
It
an
wasn't-
apple out of my bag, and I start carving chunks off, and like crawling up to the front of the cart and like handing them to each of the guys holding them. Sort of like I'm feeding the horses. Yeah.
You're essentially giving them little carrot on a stick.
Yeah.
I like it.
Little nibbles, I'll take it.
There's Unston and Keldor who've essentially picked up one half of the, one of the 2 like big wooden bits, which go around the horse. They both picked one up and are dragging. And Unston goes, "Ooh, floating apples!" He's very excited about floating food.
And every once in a while throughout the trip, I come up with my water skin.
And we just
then-
head back to town with the cart.
Yeah.
Primrose.
So wait, did that cleric actually help out Darvik at all, or no?
Did you
No.
ask him to?
Yes.
Okay, if you have asked him to, 2 hit points. Sorry. Yes, Rebecca, I heard you were about to say something, but you got cut off briefly. What were you about to ask if Primrose could do?
Okay. They're walking out, right?
Yes, the wagon is being dragged by Keldor and Unst, with Darvik assisting at the rear. The raiders are following behind as well. They're happy to, they acknowledge, "Ooh, yeah, we were in the wrong. We'll give it back."
Okay. So I guess as they're walking on the road, Primrose will come up beside Unst and start talking to him, like, where do you plan on staying this evening?
Well, originally was just going to sleep in grass, but we'll probably end up sleeping in grass, because once wagon returned, me and the raiders will go and make camp in Starlight.
Would it be too much of a trouble for me to join you this evening?
We always welcome people to join us in the raider tradition. We have good game. We hunted deers this morning. We have good. Well, it's not good wine. Peter made it, so it's a bit funny, but it's drinkable.
It's not good wine, but if you drink enough of it, it's all good wine.
Exactly.
Sorry, Primrose.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Primrose will hold up her hand and kind of cut him off and like, I have much to talk to you about if you will hear my story.
Unst is going to look to the rest of these very impressive heroes he's met today and goes, does anyone else wish to join in the raider camp? We have materials for tents, if those do not wish to sleep directly in Starlight.
I do.
I'm assuming you gave him your name at this point, like.
Kid the Dark Horse, yes.
I'll be right back.
I was actually just about to suggest having a quick bathroom break, everybody.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
That works.
Perfect time.
Perfect
Perfect
time for
time.
you all.
Flick is totally on board with a bed as well.
Alright.
Like, does Flick want an actual bed, or is he happy just sleeping out in a tent?
He's got his own hammock. Anything to keep the rain off him would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, at this point.
Yeah. Quickly before you all rush off and have your break and whatnot, you are going to drag it back to town. It's going to be very late when you get back there. If there's any specific roleplay type things, people you want to talk to, either in the party, if you want to talk to Unst, if you want to talk to one of the other raiders who I haven't named for non-specific reasons and want to watch me make shit up on the spot.
It's always fun.
That's pretty much your choices. Things you specifically want to explore in role-playing, you will do that on the walk back to town. If there isn't anything, then you'll just arrive back at town.
Primrose will talk to Unst the entire way.
You want to talk to Unst the entire way home?
I do. I'm very.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm going to listen to what they're talking about, if I can understand it.
Unst is more than happy to speak in common, primarily.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
I want to know where the black blood came from.
I got a roll for how Flick's gonna play this one.
Okay.
Just give me a sec. I'm rolling my actual dice. And for once, I have them all put away. All right. First D20 to pop up.
Alright, so go ahead. Alright, so as I said, Davik will just help them move the cart back to town, and I'm gonna go take care of something. Go take care of it real quick.
Okay. We're gonna have a quick bathroom break. So those.
All right.
Zero
Just
zeros.
leave us on this before we go. I'm gonna roll this D20. High, Flick takes extreme offense to the guy who shot him and still lives. Low, he decides to play it off.
Go for it.
And that is a 14. That is extreme offense, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, well, during this bathroom break, I'm gonna go figure out a name and backstory for this person who shot you.
Don't get too far into it.
Okay, I'm just going to put on some background music so there's not an awkward couple of minutes of silence. And everyone go
But
break.
everybody loves that. Alright, be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay, I am back. Who else is back?
This guy.
I'm around. I'm enjoying the fact that my computer is within very easy reach of my refrigerator.
Yep. I'm right next to the kitchen. It's wonderful.
Mm.
Me too.
Yeah, I was just taking the opportunity to go and have a quick cigarette as well. Nice and
Tut,
calm,
tut, tut.
relaxing. Shh! Don't judge me on my cancer sticks.
Oh, I'm judging you.
That's fine. I
Yeah.
used to have a DM who got drunk every time that he was actually DMing because he was one of those weird people who does better math when he's drunk.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know how, but he always was like ungodly good at math whenever he like got absolutely smashed.
Okay.
As you do. Okay then.
God, very first dragon fight ever. That was chaotic. We had like 6 people all going at the same time, and one of us asked, "How much damage would I take if I fell this far?" And he immediately rattled off like some number in the thousands, and we fact checked it, and he was absolutely correct.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay then. Looks like everybody is back. So on the walk back to the village, Primrose, you're walking at the front, talking to Unst. Kid, you're there listening in. Flick, you're there dangling apples. Keldor, you're assisting in that. Darvik, you're at the back of the wagon, helping. The other raiders are probably helping as well, push and drag and all that good stuff. So they got stabilized, so let's X them.
Also, nobody actually died in that fight, huh?
No, nobody died.
They got pretty damn close, though.
So let's okay,
I
just
was not
freeze.
very nice.
Just freeze. Damn, I missed one of them. I'm just gonna grab you all. Zoomed out way too far. And then drag you on over to there. And put the wagon there, because that's... it doesn't need to be perfect, it's fine. So as you're walking back, Primrose, you are talking to Unst. Is there anything in particular you would wish to bring up to him, or just let him talk about stuff?
She wouldn't feel comfortable talking about past backstory in front of strangers like the party she's been with. But she'll be happy to talk to students in private.
Okay, so I'm assuming Primrose brings that up there. I'd quite like to talk to you about some things if we get a moment.
Exactly.
Yep, and Unstall happily responds, "Oh, yes, okay, when we set up camp, we'll have a moment in my tent. Not a moment like that. Unst would never make assumptions. This is for talking."
Get your head out of the gutter, Darvik.
And then Keldor just looks at him and... I mean, if you like older women...
Well, Unst has great respect for older people. It shows that they have been strong enough and smart enough to stay alive, which shows great character.
All I want to do is talk to you. My God.
But, yes, Kid, I believe you had questions about, blackness, the black blood, these horrible, disgusting veins that me and my raiders have on us.
Yes, you mentioned it was a curse. What exactly does it do?
It hurts like hell. That's what it
Okay.
do.
It does nothing else?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm not magical, man. My healer, he doesn't know. His god doesn't tell him nothing about curse. So I do most logical solution. If I go kill wizard, curse go away. But that wizard was strong, very strong. When Unst first came across, Unst drew out great sword, charged, and slapped aside as if flying. It was easy for him. So Unst lead raiders on big quest. Figure, well, he's a long shot, but he's long running traditional story from Unst's people of great weapon that can be used to slay all the foes. And that's where Unst leads raiders, to go equip himself with great powerful weapon.
I see.
Yes, we'll happily tell you a story of great powerful weapon.
Yes,
But,
I am incredibly.
He's definitely more of a campfire story. You cannot get the nuances and high and low points of it whilst dragging great wagon. You need atmosphere and setting.
Okay, I will ask about it again later.
Is there anything else anybody would specifically like to talk about whilst this is going on? Flick, the fellow who shot you in the gut, his name is Vladimir. He is at the back. He's helping Darvik. He tried to apologize to you, but
Okay. If he attempts to apologize, Flick will, I guess, bluff, because he's going to smile and shake his hand or whatever if it's offered, and accept the apology through what are attempting not to be gritted teeth.
yeah, he's gonna just try and, yeah, he can't sense shit. He rolled a 4 on his sense motive. So,
Well, howdy,
Right.
neighbors.
Versus my 15 bluff.
yeah, he thinks that you're now his bestest best buddy.
Perfect.
You know, he comes up and goes, "Oh, sorry, little man. I really did not mean to hurt you. You were coming to take wagon, and this big crazy thing. I hope we can be friends."
And
Oh yeah,
meanwhile, Darvik
big
will
crazy thing. Battle happens sometimes, no harm, no foul, right?
Well, there was little harm, but I think you'll be fine. You look like a strong little man.
Am I close enough to see this?
I shall report to McFife that we have successfully.
It doesn't matter. I think he's actually for real.
Yeah.
Yay, friend.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little suspicious. What?
Yeah, Flick will just let it rest for the rest of the trip.
And is there anything else anybody else would like to do on the...
Darvik shall return to Angus McFife and tell him that we have succeeded and also managed to obtain some allies, I guess?
Yeah, Quint, I was just checking if there's anything anyone wants to do for the rest of the walk home first. But if not, then we'll start with that.
Yeah,
Marco, is there anything you were overly interested in doing, talking
not really.
about?
Nothing much.
Nope, nothing much. That is absolutely fine. When you arrive back into town, it is very, very late. Somewhere, like midnight-ish. All the shops, well, I say all the shops, there's like 2. The shops are closed. There's small campfires in the alleyways off the side of the roads with refugees gathered round. The tavern lights are still on. You can still see the lanterns in the window. And the Bardic Knock, and he's sat on his wagon. He's pulled them up into the stables, and you can assume that Angus McFife is sat in the wagon still. So, Darvik, when you go and find them. You walk in. The bardic knock goes, "Ah, friend, you've returned. Amazing, great. You brought a wagon. What are those people?"
They
They're fans.
appear to be allies, Your Majesty. At least for now.
You're talking.
The
I think
prince
he'll be fine
will
with that.
hop out the wagon and have a look. He's supporting himself on the basic crutch you guys made for him, and he has a good look at these people. He walked up to Unst and eyes him up and down and goes, "Oh, aye. He certainly looks like he'll make a pretty powerful ally. So, he certainly looks strong, and well, I think it'll do us a lot of good to have strong-looking people to side with us as we try and raise our army to go up against this bastard sorcerer."
And it will look good to have a bunch of strong-looking people following you, Your Highness. We have work to do real fast. I'm going to go and bring one of the horses in front of the cart over. And I'm going to say, all right, help me get him up.
Okay.
Seeing what kid's about to do, I'm like, in the middle of the night. Nobody's going to be awake. Let's do
That
it.
will make it more dramatic.
Okay.
The bardic knock agrees entirely and goes, "Oh, it's a fantastic entrance, night, we'll have lanterns and all sorts, and I even wrote a song about how amazing Prince McFife is."
Really, I would personally like to hear that.
Well, the chorus, it kind of sounds like this. He brings his lute round. He goes, "Dring. He is the prince of the land of Fife, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now it is last vengeance shall be his. Angus McFife is his name. Do 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 do. It's a great song. It's Angus McFife. It's amazing."
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like if there was a heavier sound to it, it would go better.
Well, I only have a lute.
No, I'm saying it's good. I'm just saying I don't know. I'm just giving my 2 cents.
Well, let me see what I can do. He is the prince of the land of Fife, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now it is last vengeance shall be his. Angus McFife is his name. Wow! What about that? That was pretty cool.
Wow.
That was
Like,
pretty
I'll
good.
tell you what.
Do
The
the
changing
first one.
vocals definitely makes it sound good.
That was pretty something.
That was something.
It's not
All right,
usually my
marching
style. But I think it'll work. It's certainly rousing.
I don't know with the Y at the end, though.
No need for the wah. I liked the wah.
The wah is perfect.
Yes, we will do the wah. In fact, I think everyone should join in on the wah.
Sure. In the meantime, we need to figure out exactly which marching order we're going to have to present the prince. Obviously, the prince needs to go first. And then we'll have it followed by, well, let's see. We'll have
Flanked by Keldor.
the bardic knock can
myself.
follow immediately afterwards, directly
At
behind the
any
horse,
rate,
but not within kicking range.
Delvig will return to His Majesty the Prince and relay the situation to him.
You do so. I will continue to figure it out.
Is it too late to say that Flick grabbed the arrow that was taken out of him and took it with him?
No, not at all. When you pull that out, you can keep that. You now
All right,
have
he's
one
totally doing it.
crossbow bolt.
Your Majesty,
Aye.
we have managed to obtain the supply cart and bring it back, as well as obtain a few allies.
Oh, aye. This'll certainly look good if I were to ride in triumphant upon a great and powerful steed. Perhaps-
Yes, I believe Sir Keldor is looking into that.
Aye. Well, if you want me to throw in my princely opinion, I think if I ride in front, I stand there. Well, I don't. I sit there on the horse. You'll all be behind me. Do we have any lanterns? Anything to create light?
I do not know, Your Majesty. I will ask around.
Well,
I have a torch.
torch. That's certainly a good start.
Primrose,
He asked for a lantern, not a torch.
Primrose, what was that for? I can make lights if you.
Oh, so you're more than just a musician. You're a craftsman of sorts, a craftsperson, so as to speak. If you can make lights, well, I don't think we have any materials lying around for you.
She'll just start playing her cast her spell. I can't remember what it's called now though.
Dancing lights.
With that, I'm changing computers again.
Okay. As you start playing and these dancing lights start, dancing, there's just lights that appear when you play your music. Angus McFife is visibly terrified before getting a little bit angry, and then kind of goes, "What in the name of the holy fucking triad is that?"
You asked for light, Prim. I gave you light.
Your Majesty, she's not from here.
Are you trying to insult me? Making arcane magics floating around in a place in which...
I'm sorry, everyone felt deathly quiet.
In a place in which all arcane arts are strictly forbidden.
I see.
These people's
Everyone
homes have just been destroyed by the mighty powers of arcane magics. So is it really a clever fucking idea to walk in going, "Oh, look at us, we can do magic"?
Oh.
That really does seem like a classically dumb idea.
I just stepped forward and like, magic is used in this, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
I just
And
missed
quite-
most of the
Magic is
conversation.
hardly trustworthy, Beg.
Magic is a skill. It is more, nothing less.
Despite my opinion of it being the same, it is not exactly the most trustworthy force.
It's not untrustworthy either.
Keldor, can you roll a diplomacy for me, please?
Oh boy.
I shall also roll a diplomacy.
Matt,
Oh, that's a bad roll.
Because he's trying to mediate between the prince and the casters.
Magic is a tool, just like any other.
Oh shit!
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so basically, can we just I see what I'm actually trying to do here, which is slowly but surely to stroke the prince's ego, but at the same time loosen up the idea of possibly using magic to benefit the situation.
Yes, you can, because with a natural 20, you can very easily placate his ego whilst
Bear in mind,
carefully reminding him, well, not reminding him, telling him, in a
Magic is
situation like this, we have no military force, we have no strongholds, do we have any right or any sense to turn down any and all resources?
You can fight fire with fire.
To which the prince will begrudgingly agree and listen to. He's not overly comfortable with it, but he recognizes
I am not.
beggars can't be choosers.
I am not comfortable with ever, Your Majesty, but any asset we can bring that can at least better the situation should be implemented. Also, I want people to look at the fact that my plus 20 actually is a 30, so yeah.
Yeah.
I am the face.
Matt.
Yes, Rebecca.
Okay. My fucking sound cut out after she hit the light. So I don't know what the first second
Basically, Angus McFife got scared and then angry, and started like just throwing a tirade of insults at you, saying, "How dare you show up trying to use magic? That's not okay. I should have you, killed on sight. We've all lost our homes because of magic, and you show up and you do this." But Keldor and Darvik, rolling a 10 and then a 30 on diplomacy checks, have just calmed him down and made him realize you don't have to like it, but we sure as hell should be using it. And so he's calm, he's taking a few deep breaths, and he's gone, I don't trust the magic, but, well, a prince with no kingdom is certainly a beggar, and a beggar cannot be a chooser. I don't like it. I will never like it. But if it can be useful... He takes a deep breath and calms himself and goes, "Does anybody else here have any secrets, their magical abilities they would like to share, so I have better knowledge of what my military force can actually do?"
That would be lies, Your Majesty.
Does anybody respond to him inquiring about their magical abilities?
Question.
He's gonna pretend no one was talking to him.
Varko's playing the long game. What, me? Magic? No.
Flick is looking around like everybody just as curiously.
I do not consult with sorcerers, Your Majesty.
Except for the one.
And I'm going to actually have to roll a bluff on that.
We don't know he's a sorcerer.
Our Primrose is
Seal it.
the only illumination in the area.
There's the thing, GM.
Yep.
I'm going to do a self-imposed bluff check on the fact that even though Darvik isn't consult with sorcerers, he has before allowed people he's seen as nothing but people using magic for good. He has allowed them to escape before.
That is absolutely fine. The prince thoroughly believes you. The Bardic Knock raises his hand and goes, I have to confess, I mean, I don't consider it magic, I just believe it's because my music is so amazing. But sometimes things happen when I play. I suppose one might call it magic. I don't, I call it really good music. But with that, the prince kind of looks at you and goes, okay then, we're going to use every bit of capability and powers we've got. I'm not going to like it, but I'm not going to condemn you for using it around me.
I will keep an eye on them, Your Majesty. If I find them to be less than trustworthy, I've dealt with their kind before.
Are Primrose like the only illumination in the area?
Sorry, Rebecca, what are you asking about illuminating?
Are Primrose's lights the only illumination in the area?
There's some lantern light from inside the tavern, and there's a few campfires spotted around from refugees.
Okay. Then she's going to go a bit cross and dismiss her lights.
You getting rid of them?
Yeah, she's upset.
I'm gonna call.
Okay then. So your lights have gone out. Angus McFife looks at you all and kind of goes, okay, so the order we're going to arrive in. If I ride upon this powerful, swift, noble steed, and you guys all follow behind me, Primrose, if you have any other magic you would like to display to draw attention to us, that's...
As soon as Darvik has finished conversation with the prince, he will head over to both Primrose and Vaco.
You would have no reason to suspect Vaco of sorcery at this point.
True.
What was the
Well, then,
saying?
who's the only ones he's actually seen to use magic, then?
Just Primrose and Zendrix, but Zendrix isn't with us, so.
Yes.
So, well, he will go up to Primrose and look her very intently in the eye, and make sure this is conversations away from Angus. I just want you to know this straight up. What I said His Majesty was not untrue. But I do have much greater patience for your kind than he does. So I ask you to please please do not abuse this trust, and if you would be so kind as to not make my tolerance public around him, I would highly appreciate it.
Kid doesn't hear much except for the word tolerance, and he just scoffs a little bit.
He's talking to Primrose and someone else, right?
Yes, the two people he's seen use magic.
Which will be Primrose and Zendrix. Zendrix's player is not here with us today, but yeah, that's fine.
Right.
I have no. Okay, so in response to that,
Right.
Like he doesn't seem necessarily hostile, but he does seem firm.
Okay, well, in response to that, she'll kind of glare at him a bit, and kind of, take into consideration that she's taller than him.
I'm sorry, excuse me for a second. Someone's being very rude on my end of the call.
That is absolutely fine. Go and take care of anything you need to take care of.
Alright, so I've got the marching order that I have been slowly putting the people in.
I'm sorry, you were saying, Primrose?
What all did you hear?
I didn't hear much of it. Someone was being intentionally distracting.
Okay. She'll kind of. This is Davik, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Davik.
Okay. So she'll kind of glare at Davik and use her height difference in an intimidating fashion, but not like realizing she's taller than him, glare down at him, and say, "I have no intention of appeasing you." She doesn't like a harsh voice, like she's upset.
I'm sorry. So what did she say, though? I didn't hear that part.
She has no intention of appeasing you.
He's not asking you to appease. He's asking that you not betray the trust that he's putting into you.
Yeah, you're asking her to appease you.
Yeah, that's how she's seeing it.
Oh. With her being slightly trying to be intimidating and stuff, he will not be particularly partial to that. One second. Stand down, half-orc! Even with his size demeanor, his armor, his weapon, and the glare you could see from underneath his helmet, which is still up, so you can still see his face. Do not misread me. I don't need you to be well behaved. I just need you to not betray Fife, or at least make him think that you are. Just behave yourself and keep the magic to a minimum.
How are you?
And I suggest that next time you try to honestly think over the conversation before you try to intimidate me.
It's like our 8th nat 20 of the night.
No, you know what? I was going to say he's also going to keep an eye out for him this entire fight. Not fight, but conversation. I'm going to spot check, see if I even see him come up from behind me. Yes, I see him. And I turn around and go, "Don't you even think about it!"
I think we pissed Davik off.
Great.
I kicked to the crotch guy who does that.
Repeatedly.
He kicked to the crotch does that.
Yeah,
Should have
just
balls of steel by the time I'm done with it.
a few times too many has his crotch taken a blow.
You finally caught on.
Yep.
And you win, man. Before you try to swing your weight around and try to scare me again, I suggest you consider the fact that what I'm asking you to do is to play nice with McFife. I don't care how you use your powers as long as they don't affect me or the prince.
In the middle of his monologuing, Primrose will basically ignore him and walk away and go where Keldor is.
That is a critical success and intimidate. Something happens there.
Yeah, you are intimidated by him. Like, fundamentally, you are. Like, how you choose to react to that.
Yeah. They walked away, yes.
Yeah, like,
Great party confusion there.
It's not a proud, strong, huff, I'm too good for you walk away. It's a, okay, I'm kind of intimidated. I'm backing down.
No, like, I'm gonna meet halfway. She tries to make it look like that, but it doesn't come across as strongly as she thinks it does.
Yeah, you know that it is definitely, she is intimidated by you as she walks away. You know that matter of fact.
Is also really kind of being kicked in the crotch, so can I assume that after seeing as I saw him, I am like moving out of the way enough to he can't just come up and kick me in the crotch?
Well, I think we might have to retire the kick Darvik in the crotch joke.
I shall.
Also, it
That is
doesn't
the last
matter
time.
even if I was unaware. That still wouldn't hit my AC.
Nope, it would not.
Yeah.
So that's
Not
the
even
end
your
of it.
flat-footed.
Because the definition of insanity is to do something repeatedly and expect different results.
Exactly. And no one's insane. Yet.
So says you.
Okay, so Primrose, you wandered off. Where exactly are you heading off to after?
Not point where Keldor is.
You're gonna go find Keldor. Okay.
Oh, I'm right.
They feel a bit safe with Keldor.
Well, Keldor is currently with Prince McFife, strapping him out
Damn
onto
it!
a horse.
Yeah. Fine. Then back
At
with
this point,
Unst is just holding a wagon, waiting for orders, pretty much.
Fine.
Okay, so you're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else gets ready. You know, they set up this big, not big, because there's not that many of you. They set up this parade. The Bardic Knock, he gets out his lute. He's preparing to play as everyone marches in and goes, "Hey, look, the prince is here. He got the wagon supply. The prince is great. He's gonna avenge us all and give us all our homes back and make us not poor refugees."
It's a nice fantasy.
Yes, it is. He's gonna make Fife great again.
That's in really bad taste. I'll give you that.
yeah, it's in really bad taste.
How is that in bad taste? Let's not get into that. Let's just ignore this
It's
entire
hilarious.
conversation.
Let's not.
Let's skip to
let's
10
not
seconds
put
ago,
real politics in
when
here.
everything was
I
fine.
tire so much of hearing that shit.
Oh, no, I'm not making any
Before they-
political commentary. We are not talking politics. It's just a catchy tagline. That's it.
It is. It really is.
It is.
Just like Obama's change one. I don't remember it. I'm just going for tagline.
That was it.
Yeah, I have no.
It was just the one
opinions
word.
to share on the politics in this situation. I was just taking a tagline. So
Good tagline.
So
That's all we're gonna say about it.
Yeah. That's pretty much the vibe he's going for here. It's like, okay, we're gonna do it. Positivity. Look, I did a great thing. I'm Prince McFife. These are my men and women and non-binaries.
Things.
We're going to march in. show that we are strong and capable, and we're gonna go and kill that wizard.
Eventually.
Eventually. Does anybody want to do anything specific in this little parade, or should I just DM describe what the hell happens?
I'm just make a suggestion that we should do this in somewhat military formation with Kildor and Darvik up at the front with everyone else kind of following behind. An actual military formation.
Kildor's gonna ignore him.
I organized all the raiders if they were applicable to that. Or amenable to that.
They're more than happy to.
Yeah, if nothing else, Darvik will ask Kildor and the raiders to at least try to act somewhat military professionalist.
Oh, I'm gonna be like right off to the side of the prince. Like I'm gonna ignore kind of everything, and I'm just gonna be like the prince's bodyguard.
Yeah, the raiders, they do their best to imitate the military, but you know these are big bearded men in fur. You know, they can't march in time. They kind of line up and walk.
What kind of check would I be using to try to teach them? No, like this. Like
I don't think we have
enough. You're trying to teach someone something.
No, just trying to set them up. Like just okay, just march like this. Just trying to get them just enough to not fuck up for a good couple minutes.
Any input from other players? Because I'm not really sure what would be a good thing to have someone roll to see if they can instruct.
Well, he was a sergeant, so it'd be a profession.
Or perform.
One or the other. I'd say it'd be more profession to eat. Because that would take knowledge, and I would say a profession.
Okay, yeah. So it'd be profession sergeant. Assuming you don't have any ranks in that, so you know just.
Yeah,
wisdom.
I didn't know I would need ranks in that.
Yeah, so it's essentially just a wisdom roll.
All right. Oh no!
Everything you try and teach gets.
Not like.
It gets lost. I mean,
never seen a formation.
No.
They haven't.
How are you actually worse than when we started?
How are you exactly?
See, you try and line them up, and what happens is they end up just turning into a clump. So it's not even rows. It's just here is a mob of big, burly-looking, fur-wearing, bearded blokes with.
Ken, you're a sorry half-breed lot. Learn how to show him into a fucking line. Davik is really good at intimidate.
They kind of shrug and go, because lines are stupid. We run, we charge, we fight. What use is lining
27 intimidate.
They're a little bit taken aback by it because you know you just started screaming at them. They're going, but lines don't make sense. Why line up? That makes it easier to attack. You spread, you run, you charge.
This is a military parade formation. 2 by 2, walking right behind each other. How the fuck can you not get this? I've seen chickens be able to figure this out. Are you telling me you're less intelligent than a goddamn chicken?
Yes.
Well, I didn't sign up for the military. I did not consent. There is no national service. You cannot force me. Use my choice.
But...
Here.
I just realized if anything ever happens to their leader, Javi can be the one to take over these guys.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Unst looks at them all.
If you keep pissing them off, they might just.
Unst kind of looks at them and goes. He gives like a little knowing look and a nod, and they go, and they're gonna take 10 and line up.
Anyway.
And if that's everything, everyone.
Sorry.
Yep.
If that's everything people wanted to do, do you want me to just DM describe this scene as you walk on in?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Okay. It's midnight. The air is cold. There's a slight frost building. It's not cold enough for ooh no. It's just ooh. There's a frost. Maybe a slight mist in the air. As Angus McFife, he gives the nod to you all, and with that, the Bardic Knock starts twanging out on his lute and starts singing.
I do have some input here. Davik will be, even if he can't get anyone else to act like somewhat professional, he will be doing this in parade stance.
That is absolutely fine. As he does that, obviously Keldor, you're right next to him. He's probably giving you like a lantern or a torch to hold, so you're giving off light, and followed behind is the wagon, and then the other wagon which Unst is carrying, and Angus McFive kind of strolls in, and basically he draws as much attention to himself as possible, because there's this very strict, serious march. There's this, anyone who's ever seen military stuff, it is the equivalent of the left, 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 right, left stuff.
Essentially, yes.
So, and then Angus McFife, he brings his steed to a halt, and the entire line of you will stop behind, and the Bardic Knock will stop, and Angus McFife announces in a very loud and strong voice, and he goes, "Citizens of Dundee, aye, we have lost our home, our capital city, and I have even lost my wife. But we are strong, we are proud, and most importantly, we are tenacious. We will not stand idly by as wielders of dark powers try and trample us and take our freedom. Aye, magic is a terrible foe, but as I have been made aware of recently, it can also be a great ally. And so, I decree, from this point onward, the outlawing of arcane magics is lifted.
Wow!
At least until this war is over. And I will lead this troop of strong men, women, and others to victory. We will storm any fortress that the bastard wizard is holding, and we will take our vengeance, no matter what the cost, because we are the children of Dundee. And the refugees are they kind of cheer and clap and whoop. And then Unst is gonna walk forward with the supply wagon, and Angus Firefall, here we go. I have brought with me supplies. We found them. Refugees, come. And Angus McFife, he commands Unst to go in and grab out supplies and just throw them out to everyone in the streets. So he's giving out blankets and bread and things to make fires, just spreading it out. Like the shopkeep kind of peers out of his window in his store, and he looks a little bit upset. But other than that, everyone is happy and joyous and celebrating, and they kind of start chanting they're going like McFife, McFife, McFife kind of nonsense. It's good. Everyone is very impressed. Everyone is very infused. They have a hero, and yeah, they know that they're gonna do well. They're gonna succeed. Things are gonna go good.
I can't help but feel like a bit that Darvik actually played a huge part in the possible uplifting of the ban.
Worst case scenario, we had a bunch of people with weapons pointing at the prince, who is the prince of nothing currently.
Hey, Darvik did good.
Yeah, arcane magic is no longer a criminal offense. Whether or not it's trusted, that depends on each and every individual. So,
It's not a criminal one, it's just a moral one.
Deep down, Darvik will feel actual sense of accomplishment and astonishment. The fact that he realizes that he played a pretty big part in that, probably.
okay.
Which is also good because now there's a possibility that innocent users of magic might not be imprisoned or executed simply because of prosecution one day.
Yeah, Darvik should feel damn good about himself.
Yes, granted, he's not a user of magic, although he feels people shouldn't be punished for it necessarily. And who knows? Maybe one day he'll take up the magic arts.
Okay, so as this all starts to die down, Uns kind of looks around and pretty much just nudges Primrose and then Kid, and then looks over to his raiders and goes, Uns and the raiders are going to go and make camp. This village is not for us. If you wish to still join us in campsite, it'll be fun. We'll tell stories and drink.
Yes, please.
I will have to decline that offer. Unst. But
I'll follow
I must stay here and watch over both the town and His Majesty.
Oh yes, you'll do that. You're a big soldier man. I was asking people who showed interest earlier.
I'll
Little
find
man.
you. There's something I would like to do in town first.
Okay. You will find us. We're just going to go little north from road. Not up to where you found us before. Just a little bit.
I'll find it.
Uns will also look to Keldor and to Flick and to Valko and go, and are you friends? You wish join in campsite, or do you want prefer actual soft, comfy? Oh, I heard the word before. I think it's called bed. Bad.
Dad.
Yes, we don't have them. So like, Uns understands if you don't wish to come and sleep here with me in ground under starlight. But if you want to, you can. If you don't, it's fun. So
Okay.
TJ, Archer, Varco, are you interested in spending the night at the campsite, or do you want to stay in town?
Keldor is going to probably stay in town. Yeah, he's gonna stay.
TJ?
I'll go to the campsite.
Alrighty, even split pretty much. We got 3 at the campsite, 3 in town.
He shall stay by, giving company to the prince and the bardic knock.
Yeah. Okay, I will do campsite people first, then town people.
That is fine.
Sure. Before Kid goes down, if I may take care of him.
I was just gonna say, Kid, you had something you wanted to do in town, and then we'll jump cut to the campsite.
Okay. Here's what I would like to do.
Go for it.
I would like to look around and see if anybody has taken the news of the arcane magic ban being lifted to start doing anything that they have been wanting to do for a very long time. I am specifically seeking out anybody who might have a book on them.
Are you are you actively searching, or are you just looking around?
I am actively searching.
Roll me a search check.
Okay.
Or gather information. I'm just trying to decide which would be more appropriate.
Search would be better for me if I could use that one.
I was going to say better of the two. It's fine. You come across one man who he is carrying a book, but it looks more like a notebook than anything else. He appears to be half elf. He's got very, very pale skin, like exceedingly pale, almost silverish. It's really weird. He's got slicked back hair. He's very, if you were to judge people on their physical attractiveness, very attractive, and seems to give off a very strange aura. Like in general, he's just very mystical looking.
And who is this?
Someone Kid
has searched out.
Alright.
Tell me, you are free not to answer me, should this cause you any problems. But are you a wizard?
He's very cautious. He kind of looks up and down and goes, pardon? No, a wizard. I am certainly not. Skilled in... He brings you closer and whispers, Arcane? Oui. Very much.
I work for... I'm tempted to say McFife, but I understand that's also a problem. I want to be able to better protect those around me. And as much as I believe that I can do so with my chain, my crossbow, my fists if need be, I feel as if I need something to fight better. Fight fire with fire.
Ooh,
and so what I have come to request is training.
Oh, you, well, I have never taken a student, and wizard, teaching magic for intelligence and study is not a speciality, but I am skilled enough. Unfortunately, fire is not a strong point. I am much more interested in the cold. When he does that, he snaps his fingers and essentially like a small snowflake, and like he freezes some of the air around him a little bit, and he goes, but pardon me, where are my manners? Hello, how do you do? My name is Notad Raygon. That is Notad Raygon.
Pleasure to meet you, Notad. I will be as brief as possible. I have no idea how long I may be in this town.
Well, I am not a regular. I do not come from here. I am from well, towards the northern east. If you know the mountain Draxspire, I am from near there. In fact, I was traveling down. I've been traveling, trying to learn and experience the world. If you would like, I would happily accompany you.
I would like to learn, and I would like to give the opportunity to learn to those around me.
Oh, I am more than happy to pass on any teachings I can, especially now it will not get me killed.
Then, in that case, I would like you to accompany us, Notad. I cannot pay you, but if you would desire any sort of protection.
Well, as you can tell, I am not a warrior. He kind of pats himself down, showing he's not wearing any armor, has no weaponry. So I suppose it is Well, it depends on how you look at things. If it is luck or by design, I have not run into trouble as of yet in my excursions. But I would certainly not say no to some protection, as you so kindly put it.
Kid is going to pull the sleeve down, the same arm that he allowed Unz to hit earlier. And he's going to say, "This is my portfolio, and this will also serve to let you know how good of a student I will be. I learn well from whatever doesn't kill me."
Yeah, he looks at your scarred arm and goes, zut alors. Certainly many, many scars. Well, I think maybe you could benefit from being able to slay your foes from a distance in which they cannot, make the cuts and the scars and the bleeding. And yes, TJ, this is a name I have used in another campaign. I used that as a joke name once, and then I liked it, so now he's a real character.
Okay.
It was a hilarious name.
It was. I can't help but want to point out why it's hilarious.
If no one figures it out, then that's on them.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing. Flick has 18 intelligence. Does he get an intelligence check to see if he figures it out? Because I don't want to metagame this.
Well, you would have to have reason to suspect there is something fishy about this person. If you can justify that in character, of course you can.
I'm nowhere even near this exchange, am I?
No, Kid has gone off very separate and on his own to do this.
Yeah, so...
But he's obviously going to be hanging around now. You guys met another NPC, which I really hadn't planned on you guys meeting for like another 4 or 5 sessions. But, I rolled a percentile. It was high enough to justify that he was here, so you met this NPC early.
Good. So...
Notad Raygon turns to you and... So, where are you staying tonight?
We have, and you may enjoy this considering that you wish to see the world. We are going to be accompanying the group from earlier, the furred gentleman.
Oh,
or gentleman is a bit of a stretch, but we are going to be camping out.
When you say gentleman is a bit of a stretch, he responds, "All men are gentle in the correct situation."
That just flew over his head. But, yes, if you would wish to go. But before we do, if you are to be my teacher, then do you have anything you would wish for me to call you? Other than your name, of course.
I am not one for titles or pomp or circumstance. Supreme Master.
Master.
Supreme Master.
Supreme Master. Yes, sir. He's going to take a knee.
No. There's no need to... Actually, I like the knee. I like the knees. It makes me feel big and powerful.
Tell me what you wish for me to do, and I will do it.
Do you have any food? I am actually around.
I have a feeling we should be putting a warning, viewer discretion advice around this.
Why?
There has been nothing out of it's like he's taking a knee. That's it.
Yeah, there's nothing weird or sexual about this.
It doesn't get dirty until it's 2 knees.
Almost not necessarily out of character, but an interesting display of honor that Kid has been showing.
Yeah, I like it. Notad has
besides,
no
Yes, okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop the kink shaming.
Shaming the wrong crew.
Besides, Kid's ace, so it's not a problem.
The only reason he decided to go because he was genuinely going, actually, you know what, titles aren't important. I mean, In his mind, he was thinking, who wants to be called Lord or Master? Like, actually, I do. That would be cool. That was the justification running through his mind then.
Wait a second, I have the option to do that now? Yeah, I want that.
Exactly, you know, he was about to go, Lords, Masters, Sir, action.
I think we'll just stick with Sergeant.
So, yeah, Notad agrees. He will happily try and train you in the arcane ways as best he can. He'll stick around so long as you keep him alive, and he gets to continue exploring the world. He explains to you there is one place he fully wishes to go and explore, should the situation arise. He wants to go and explore the other high peak, because he is from...
Grayson, do not open the door!
The only thing he requests is, if at all possible, he would like to explore Scarfell Peak, which is a tall mountain in the southwest.
Our journey may take us there.
There is no rush. I saw your big display. You are obviously on a mission. If you happen to go there, perfect. If not, we'll fit it in later.
Okay.
And
all right, that's about as much as I wish for Kid to do.
With that, he will, he'll make sure he's presentable, and he will follow you towards the campsite with the barbarian raiders. This very elegant, pristine, sleek, handsome-looking man. He looks very clean and pretty and immensely out of place. Okay, so then jump cut to the campsite. It's got the raiders. Kid, you arrive with this very attractive, clean-looking man. Primrose and the other person.
Wait, we went back to town already?
No, we're at the campsite.
Yeah, that was Kid doing something
back
separate.
over to the campsite.
So, that was Kid doing something in town before going to the campsite. So, wait, who else was?
We're doing the campsite first, then town.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then I thought he just sounded like he was transitioning back over to the campground.
Yes, because he did something before the camp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually just Primrose and Kid, isn't it? The rest of you are staying in town.
Oh, I'm in the camp.
Oh, did you go with them as well, TJ? Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew those were there. I couldn't remember who. So you're all there. They've set up some tents, a nice fire, and they're pouring drinks out of their water skins, and they're filling up their tiny little clay tankards and drinking, and we're all being very merry, and it's all very enjoyable.
Perfect.
Who would like to talk to who?
Well, at some point during the night, I would like to invite Vladimir, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to invite him to share a drink with me and my two compatriots.
That is very kind of you, little man. I am very excited. Once again, I'm very sorry about.
This will be later on in the night after he's had a few drinks, preferably.
Oh, he's rosy cheeked. His eyes are a bit dazed. He is fairly hammered.
Perfect.
When you invite him over, he slaps you on the back and goes, he's my new bestest friend, little man. How are you, little man?
I'm doing good. You guys are quite a party here.
Oh, da. We always throw a good party after successful raid. It technically wasn't a raid, but who cares? It's party.
Right. So, I wanted to say, just to make sure there's no bad blood from before, we should share a drink, That's what you do after you shed blood on the battlefield together, right?
Yes, it is. He pulls out his tankard, he pulls out his water skin, and he fills it up with wine right to the brim, and he hands it to you.
Aye, perfect.
It is my drink for you, your drink for me.
And hopefully we're around the fire with, Primrose and who else came?
Kid and Notad Rhaegon have arrived as well.
Okay, so Flick reaches into his bag and he pulls out 4 shot glasses and a flask. And the shot glasses are in a little stack. And they're kind of wrapped in like a towel or something so that they don't break in his bag. And he pulls them out and he unwraps them carefully and he fills the first one and he gives it to Primrose, and then he fills the second one out of his flask and he gives it to Kid, and then he fills the third one and he gives it to Vladimir, and he fills the fourth one and he takes it himself. And at this point, I feel it's only fair that I offer Vladimir a spot check to notice a fine bit of powdered residue in the bottom of his glass before I poured his drink.
He rolled a nat 1. So
Perfect.
his eyes are closed. He's, rocking back a little bit, going, "Whoa, you little man has little glasses. You're so funny."
Hopefully it's just a little bit of potassium chloride.
It's something. And Flick offers up a
Not
toast.
feeling so bad about roofing his drink now, huh?
Flick offers up a toast.
To the big people. Always looking right, always looking left, but never looking down.
To the big people, das Vidania! And he just pounds it.
Perfect. And
What
I
is this
down
thing
mine.
you have put in the glass?
This is known as Saison leaf residue.
Oh
What
no.
does it do?
It is a contact DC, but contact when the inside of your throat is still contact. And initial damage is 2d12 HP.
He rolled
What
a
the
2.
fuck?
2 1s?
He rolled a 2.
Oh, he rolled a 2.
Oh, and his fortitude save to resist it. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, his fort is
Why,
like a
why are
plus
we poisoning
4,
people?
He shot
so-
me.
So it's 2d12 hit point damage.
Yes, it is.
How long before it takes effect? Is it instant?
It says it doesn't. It just says contact DC.
Then that's instant.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now, he could have, I don't know if it was enough to be diluted. Like, if he used a full dosage on that one.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
He's not intending to hurt him. That's what the dice roll decided.
At that moment, Vladimir, he feels really quite ill, and he kind of looks at you and goes, I think something is wrong with drink. And he collapses on the floor. He begins to vomit foam from his mouth as his eyes roll back, and he slowly dies because he took 22 points of damage.
Oh my god!
He is on
Medic!
minus 11 hit points and is dead.
What did you do?
Is it
I
possible
just gave him a drink!
that as soon as we see him
Watch
vomiting,
it.
one of us might have been able to make a heal check in an attempt to help him not go past the poison?
Oh.
I mean,
Nope,
since
not
this
enough.
is like a single amount of damage, there's not really a chance to heal him. Okay, imagine this isn't poison. Imagine this is a sword. That's 22 damage. You ain't coming back from it. He only had 10 hit
Okay.
points. He's at minus 12 now.
Okay.
He dies instantly.
And for anyone who can't see, I rolled a 19 on my bluff check, which gives me a 25 for this little act.
You are just as shocked. Well, you appear just as shocked as everyone else around you. Unst rushes out and checks it. He goes, Vladimir, my oldest and dearest friend. What is hap? Why? He stands up. He stands up, holding the limp corpse of Vladimir in his hands and drops him. And Unst, he wipes a single man tear from his eye. He goes, "The damage he must have taken from riding has finally caught up. And in combat today, he took a hit. He pushed himself too far. This is..." Unst making a help. Oh yeah, with that heal check, Unst is adamant. His liver has given out. He drank too hard. He died a warrior. He will be remembered as such. He was like my brother, and I loved him.
With a 25 bluff check, there's a single tear rolling down Flick's cheek.
On the fire which they built, Unst tends to it, and he starts... well, him and the others, they essentially convert the fire into an altar, and they chuck Vladimir's body onto it.
Holy crap.
They had a fire going already. Why waste time?
Right?
Holy crap.
You have
This is
turned
dark.
the nice casual party into a funeral flick. I hope you're happy. And I feel I should point out that now Flick has got the first human kill, first non-monster kill, is to
That's an
the
accomplishment.
halfling with a strength of 7. Who...
I think he should take a point of evil for that.
Jesus Christ.
We never did actually find out what Flick's alignment was, so.
No.
Fairly certain Flick is chaotic neutral.
Yep.
So
This is life on the streets, baby. You don't
technically-
survive as a 20-pound halfling 3 foot tall in the streets if you don't kill people that fuck with you.
Technically, this is verging on evil, but it wasn't for no reason. There was justification. This was revenge. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you start, like, holding grudges against everyone who slights you in the smallest possible way, that's evil.
He did almost kill him.
That wasn't the smallest way. That's the single most damage he's ever taken in his life.
Exactly, you know.
Yeah, that's more understandable.
Yeah.
Holy.
Alright.
With that,
Okay.
you know, the mood is a little bit sad now. Who'd have thunk it?
You don't say.
Unst is gonna sit there, you know, watching the funeral pyre burn and having a little drink, and goes, "You did
Primrose will play a tune, a somber, melancholy tune.
not- Aw." Unst, he's gonna talk to like anyone who's listening to him, basically, and he very openly, very honestly says, like, "He did not make it to our quest. It is shame. But I know he will be watching down on us from up high. Vladimir's spirit will guide us to success." Vladimir was...
We're gonna
great.
fight a ghost named Vladimir later, and it's gonna be all Flick's fault.
As long as it's not a lich.
Oh,
God.
God. But, yeah, as that happens, Unst will sit down in front of you and goes, "He's definitely sad time, but I promise you all story of great quest we are on. So,
And nothing makes the story quite as good as the smell of burning human flesh and hair.
Well, he is great, powerful smell, so a sign of
Back
strength.
in town yet?
Not yet. Well, I will speak of our quest. It is quest for great, powerful weapon. Well, not my people. He points at himself and gestures to his black claw mark, and then goes, "But my adopted people. They speak of Great weapon. Let me find notes I made on great weapon. Because I wrote down things. Yes, here it is. It's called Hammer of Glory. It's a great powerful weapon.
Damn it.
The story says, in a cave in the scarred mountain high, there lies a mystical shrine. If a warrior quests there, with a heart full of steel, the gods will grant unto him a weapon that shall be revealed. The Hammer of Glory is called, passed down from heroes, centuries old. And so we ride to the faraway mountain and fight many goblins and trolls in quest for the Hammer of Glory to wield the power to slay all our foes. And that's the story.
Okay, so there's a hammer, there's a place where this hammer is, and then there's the hammer. So
Yeah, good story.
I mean, it was consistent.
Was that?
It's simple, you know.
Yeah, it's
Things don't
inspiring.
need to be complicated. It's
Oh,
there's
absolutely
an ancient legacy about a mystical weapon. It's supposedly in a scarred mountain. You go to a shrine if you're a hero who is pure and full of steel. The gods will grant you this hammer, and it will give you the power to slay any foe. You know,
Does it mention very specifically how pure or in what way you have to be pure?
the way he phrased it, let me find my exacting notes. Mystical shrine, warrior quests there with a heart full of steel. Take that as you will. So, a heart full of steel. Depending on how you interpret that, you know, if you want to be literal and assume you have to have like some steel lodged in your heart, or if it's a metaphorical, it's strong and fortified.
Yeah, I was immediately thinking that, oh, so I have to stab myself and then draw this thing.
However you choose to interpret it, that is your choice. I cannot tell you. You notice that Notad Rhaegon, he's nodding along to this. He seems to also know of this mystical power, and he goes, oui, it's certainly a very important story. I hope to one day, well, if I am completely honest, my intentions to go to the Scarfell Peak. It was to learn to see if this hammer exists, but of course,
Kid's going to say in Elven, I will do whatever I need to help you fulfill that dream, Master.
Maggot.
When you say you'll do anything to fulfill that, he responds. He says in beautiful Elven tongue, "You speak the elegant language. Interesting. And thank you."
I learned through a teacher. Though he did not teach me.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything else at the campsite before I jump back to town? Because the town people have been very, very patient, and I thank them.
I'm good. I killed my guy. I'm done.
Primrose wanted to but
Primrose wanted to talk to Unz, didn't she?
I'm gonna have to deploy for a bit, guys.
Well, I'm driving right now, so you can do the town people and then come back to me.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good call. So,
Yeah.
jumping to town, Keldor, Darvik, and Varko, everyone is happy. Everyone has been given blankets, and they've been given materials to set up tents and things like that, so no one's sleeping out on the street. What does anybody want to do?
Since it is midnight, we did giant parade.
Yes, that was at round about midnight.
I'm going to climb onto the top of the carriage and just fall asleep. Get like a blanket all set up and just fall asleep.
Getting them good sleeps. That is absolutely fine. Darvik, is there anything you would like to do in town?
I think you had to step away for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Oh, one thing is, would I have to grab like a winter blanket from the supplies?
Yes, you can completely grab winter-based things. So whether that's a blanket or the equivalent of a big overcoat, whatever that is in D&D terms.
Because I know winter.
So yes, you can completely equip yourself with some winter gear.
Sweet.
Okay then. Varko, is there anything in particular you would like to do in town?
No, he would just probably cast resist elements on himself and just find a nice spot to go to sleep.
Okay then. Any sign of Darvik returning yet?
Alright, I'm back.
Ah, yes, Darvik, what would you like to do in town?
Well, what was I going to do in town? Now I can't remember because I've had to do with so much stupidity in the last couple minutes on my end.
That's okay.
Who else was staying behind in town?
Keldor, who has gotten a blanket and gone to sleep on top of the Bardic Nox wagon, and Varko, who I'm assuming in secret cast a spell on himself of Endure Element and has also gone to go and find somewhere to go to sleep.
Right.
The Prince is there, the Bardic Nock is there, and all the
I had a plan over here, but now I can't recall what it was. Shoot. Oh, yes, no, I do think I recall. Originally he was going to, more or less, stick around both the Bardic Nock and the Prince, keep an eye on them, but also, after a bit he will probably wander out in the town, seeing what's going on and all that.
Okay.
He's also by this time he's actually stripped himself of his armor.
Yeah.
The metallic parts of the armor.
Yeah.
So he's now kind of his only padded armor self.
Yep, that's
so
totally
bearing that
fine.
in mind, he's no longer the guy walking around with a glaive and breastplate. So he's probably blending into town a bit better.
Yeah. Okay, so you spend some time with the Prince and the Bardic Nock there.
After a while, you'll start heading over to the tavern, seeing what's going on there.
Yeah, if you head inside the tavern, the lanterns are on.
Which I recall was somewhere over here, right?
No, left-hand side.
No. What?
It's the one over to the left.
Oh.
Let me just ping you. It's that one.
Don't. Right.
If you pop inside, it's pretty much empty. There's no refugees. You can see they've obviously all gone upstairs and gone to their beds, the ones that had paid. So inside there's the most dedicated drinkers of the local community, and there is your old familiar halfling friend Smiles McGrath, sat there picking away at a few bits of bread.
He will head to the bar and see as he has not had a decent drink since all this crazy shit happened. Which actually it was only been a couple hours, hasn't it?
It's been a full day.
Okay, yeah. For all this, he's definitely gonna drink. She's gonna go up there and see what could possibly be on tap after all this disaster.
If you go and speak to the rather stern-looking woman behind the bar, she will look you up and down and goes, "Oh, aye. I saw you riding with Mr. Princey McFifey person. Who's making an awful lot of noise and a very big show, wasn't he?"
I'm sorry, you're cutting off for me. What are you saying?
The woman basically says, "Oh, I saw you ride in with the prince. He was making a lot of noise in a big show, wasn't he?"
Yes, he was.
"Oh, well, I'm supposing that you'll be needing a place to stay. Well, we've got no room."
You're coming across really quiet for me right now.
Well, my mic's picking up like quite a lot. It's nearly like picking up too much. Apparently, I mean, I'll move it and see if that improves. Yeah, she basically just says, I'm supposing you'll be wanting somewhere to stay. Well, we don't have any rooms here."
Yes, ma'am. That would be what I'm looking for.
"Well, we don't have
Also,
any
I apologize
rooms."
for the ambient noise because some people cannot learn to respect people who are on a Discord call.
Well,
But anyway, enough of me wanting to strangle my family. Yes, ma'am. That is what I'd be looking for, as well as a bit of liquid courage.
"Oh, you just be needing a drink. That's perfectly okay. As I said, we don't have a room we can offer you. They've all been taken upstairs. Although I'm
Makes
sure
sense.
if you ask nicely, we'd be able to, give you a blanket and let you sleep on the floor down here."
Well, that'd be great. I've been in much worse sleeping conditions.
As for a drink, we've got, we have a beautiful local ale that my husband, God bless his soul, used to make, but he left me
I'm
the
sorry
recipe.
for your loss, ma'am.
Sorry, what was that, Quinn?
That ale sounds most refreshing.
"Oh, brilliant. That'll be 3 copper pieces."
He's going to give her 7, buying 2 and giving a tip of.
Yep. Now here's the question: do you want it presenting in 1 big mug or 2 small ones?
She's buying the second for her, out of respect.
Oh, you're buying one for her. That's lovely.
Yes.
She pours it and she sits there and goes, "That's very kind of you, good sir."
She's going to offer a toast to your late husband. May he find peace in the life beyond.
Yeah. She gets a little bit rosy cheeked and blush a little bit. "It's been an awful long time since a young, handsome man bought me a drink."
Well, it's been a while since I've done that kind of thing.
Well,
he's going to say, as he kind of like eyes strain off to somewhere else, trying not to look her in the eye.
As I said, this woman, bless, she is not a conventionally attractive person. She's a little bit older, towards middle age.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah. Just painting a word picture. So slightly middle age, definitely past her prime. Has probably let herself go a little bit. She has rather
Again,
large bags.
he cares not. It's the principle of the thing.
Oh, sweet. So she happily takes the drink, and she drinks like a fucking champion. She, in a single gulp, can get halfway down one of these glasses as if it's not even water.
I imagine that she can drink quite a bit. She is, after all, a innkeeper.
Exactly. And as she's drinking, she gets it. She takes this one large gulp and gets halfway down the glass, and she puts it down and goes, "Ooh, oh my."
That was remarkable.
I'm sorry, sir. It appears that it might be going slightly to my head. And she reaches up and tries to stroke back her hair in an attempt to flatten it and make it look neater and whatnot, because it's quite frayed and frantic. You know, like any working woman, the hair normally gets a bit messy. But she tries to flatten it, and as she's doing so, she purposefully tries to move her arms to try and create an illusion of a more buxom-looking bosom. She is attempting to allure you, basically, for lack of a better phrase.
He will take on this like, ma'am, I do not mean disrespect, but you are just not my type. I simply wanted to pay respects to both your establishment and your late husband. It's a soul.
When you say
I didn't mean to make the situation. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable or as if you needed to do anything of the sort. He says as he coughs awkwardly.
When you say that she's not your type, instead of being all bashful and blushing, she looks dead serious at you, and she reaches across the bar, grabs you by the scruff of your armor, and goes, "It's not a question of if I'm your type." Pulls you in and forcibly kisses you.
He is very uncomfortable, and there's like, it kind of like pushes himself like, I appreciate that, ma'am, but I will be sitting at the table over there. This is he.
After the kiss, she got a very definite feeling, you know, more than just, "Ooh, no, you're playing coy," or like she got a very good sense of you, and she's very quiet and doesn't have anything else to say to you. She very quickly finds an excuse to dismiss herself. You are alone in the tavern with, as I said before, one or two locals and a halfling friend of yours who you found.
He's going to face palm and going, that could have gone much better.
You hear the familiar dulcet tones of Smiles McGrath chuckling to himself as he kind of walks over and pops himself at the table next to you and goes, "You know, if I were you, friend, I'd have taken the offer. You know, free bard, a pleasant.
It is a good thing I did not ask your opinion, Smiles," he'll say bitterly as he drinks.
Well, I know she was no fresh bloomin' daisy, but
Smiles, I suggest you in this conversation before I end up shoving you into this damn mug.
Suggestion taken then.
It's just not a good time, he'll say as he keeps drinking.
Well then, I'll. He reaches into his little pouch on his belt, and it's quite hefty, this pouch, and it makes a lot of noise as he reaches into it, as he pulls out 3 gold, and he puts on the table and goes, "Well, you can take that and treat yourself to everything else. I'm going to go upstairs and tuck myself into bed. Please don't follow me or kill me in my sleep, because you are terrifying." And he's gonna hop on up to bed after reaching into his very full-looking money pouch. Which
he's going to take one of the coins, but give him back. Going, "My apologies. It's a personal matter."
Oh no! Don't feel the need to tell me your life story.
I was not going to.
I have been told I'm
Thank you
a
for
very good listener.
Thank you for trying to help.
No, It's perfectly all right. I was mainly giving you that so you wouldn't hurt me because you're really scary. And you know,
He'll laugh
I've
and
been,
say, "I'm going to be honest. If I wanted to hurt you, it's going to take more than free gold."
well, that's merely a taster. I mean, as you can tell,
He's
obviously-
going to laugh. Duffy is going to laugh, and then like, I'm not going to hurt you unless you actually give me a reason to. Like, you try to stab me or something.
Oh no! I'd never do anything quite as
In
obvious as
fact,
that.
on that note, I would like to apologize for my terrifying performance earlier.
Oh no, it's fine. It's definitely fine. Well, I was, I've been very fortunate since I arrived here. Business has been rather lucrative with so many people willing to. Anyhow, I probably shouldn't bore you with my personal business neither. But
Yes. Good day to you, Smiles.
and to you, Sergeant, sir, definitely a sir. Good night. And
I'm back now.
he
Good
kind of
night.
does a little bow and hops on off to bed.
He'll admittedly smirk at the bow and being called Sergeant again, because he always did like being called that. Why wouldn't he? He earned it.
You king shame kid.
Okay.
What, you?
Quint, is there anything else you would like to do, or is Darvik going to finish his drink and get a good night's rest?
Yes, that.
Okay, and then we can do our final character, Primrose, who is going to
I'm
have...
done driving. Don't talk.
Okay, Primrose, you have just witnessed a total stranger die, and you have heard a story about a great powerful weapon. And Unst he's not quite as joyous as he has been, but he promised that he would talk to you, and he escorts you over to his tent rather solemnly. He goes, here is Unst's tent. You said you would wish to discuss things.
Yes, if it would be, I could discuss many things with you pertaining to the Black Claw.
No, Uns can talk about Black Claw. They are part of Un's life. He's totally fine with me. Do you have experience of Black Claw?
So that was in character. I do, as a matter of fact, I have quite the interesting history with the Black Claw.
I making assumptions. You two look to be half breed, or what? Mother was raped like mine, or well, that's got to be only choice. Yes.
No.
It was
I
consent.
don't know if you. Go ahead.
When you say no, he raises an eyebrow and asks, "It was consensual?"
I don't know. I never asked my father about that.
Yeah, you know what fathers can be like. Mine was... Well, I don't even know which one he was. He was one of many orcs. As I'm sure yours was, too.
No, mine was a very, very kind man. She looks a little bit more sad now. She's talking about her father.
Well, this is straight. You said your father was man, so that means mother was orc. I've never heard of this kind of pairing.
I see. So you know nothing of the first half-orc of your tribe, do you?
Neat. It's not something talked about in Black Claw.
Her eye kind of narrows a bit, and I see. I would not expect it to be.
But, I would be happy to learn. Tell me your story. And with that, he pulls out his water skin and pours you a glass of this wine and hands it to you, and pours himself one. And he sits on the floor in his tent, cross-legged, happily listening to everything you have to say.
Mm. Tell me, what do you know of the first half-orc of that claw?
I have heard some stories that it was just mistake. That strong orc men decided to take human lovers for fun, or because there wasn't strong enough orc woman. Something I don't remember. Being half orc, we were always told nonsense. We were always told that we were a joke, not real, not strong.
Those days, they never told you their name, did they?
Нет, never.
I hope it is not in poor taste, but I suppose you deserve to know. I mean, the black claw.
Sorry, what was that?
What did I say? What did I just say? Damn it.
I assume you desert. Like, I wasn't sure what you said.
Sorry. My mind went to blank. Give me a second.
You know, he already told you that he deserted Black Claw,
yeah.
but he, you know, in the middle of the night, he just got up and ran away.
Right, yeah. I remember what I said now. I hope. Okay, then my cats are fighting in the corner. I hope it is not a mistake, but I suppose you deserve to know about the first half-orc of the Black Claw.
Well, I would like to learn about first of my kind in my tribe. Who are they? I'm assuming some great warrior. All orcs were great warriors.
You'd be surprised to know that's not necessary.
Rebecca, you're breaking up a bit.
I'd assume you'd be surprised to find out that's not quite the truth. It seems they've lied to you about history a bit.
Yeah. I always assume that Black Claw is lies. I mean, come on. No one has lived in mountains for thousands of years. They talk about killing gods. That's not true. It's great hyperbole. It's over-exaggeration. It's to impress small children. Tell them if you eat enough meat and punch enough trees, you'll get strong enough to kill a god. It's joke, so I assume everything they tell me lies. That's why I left.
I did the joke. Quite the joke. As it never worked for me. She kind of gives him a bit of a. I use the word melancholy a lot, but melancholy look.
Why you look so sad? He's unsuiting of powerful person, spiritual, wise. Sadness does not suit you.
Funny of you to say that. She kind of goes quiet for a moment.
Unst is going to sit there. He's going to slowly sip at his drink, noticing that you've gone really quiet. Did Unst offend you? Say something you didn't like?
You're looking at the first half of the black.
Upon hearing that, Unst kind of looks at you. I'm kind of thinking like, no, really? He tries to assess by your age and kind of looks and goes, okay. He reaches down, pours himself another drink, goes, and then we must drink, for I drink with thirst of my people. It's a great day. You, a great person.
I got some shot glasses you can use.
He pours you another drink as well. He drinks his. He says, in Orcish, as he raises his cup to yours, and in Orcish he says, fuck the Black Claw, and then takes a big drink.
They kind of just stare. Rose just kind of stares at her drink, at their drink, and looks back up at him, a bit confused and a bit bewildered, and just the feeling of strange peace. I have not heard that language for so long. I've almost forgotten it.
Returning to common. Duh, it's not language I like use. It's inappropriate. Tell them to fuck themselves in their own tongue. Seem poetic.
You're an interesting person, aren't you?
Well, interesting is good. I just hope I am strong. Strong enough to overcome curse, get weapon, kill a wizard, free my raiders.
Hello?
And then, who knows, maybe one day kill Black Claw. Whatever. Wizard more important than Black Claw. Wizard imminent, Black Claw, deal with them later. Hell, I could have a child, teach them, go kill Black Claw.
Right.
It's not something I need to do.
Holy
long-
everyone, my internet just completely bugged out.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
Right?
How long ago did you leave the Black Claw?
Well,
How many years ago?
He kind of gets his fingers out and goes, Unst is 18, has been with Northern Raiders 5 years, was alone for Wunst was 10 when he abandoned Blackclaw. Lived alone for 3 years in mountains. Was tough, hard, nearly died lots of times. But it taught me to be
How
strong.
did you survive?
Killing things. Got big started with big rock. Hit animal with big rock. Ate animal. Use bones, make sharp stick. Stab bigger animal with sharp stick. This taught me things. I made things out. I just killed a lot of things, really. And then made friends with other abandoned people, lost people I found in mountains, in caves, in all kinds of places. I find them. Well, they threaten to attack me. I say, don't attack me or I kill you. We nearly kill each other. We have drink, make up, kill animals, become best friends. That was how I met Vladimir. Oh, I miss Vladimir already. Good. But then we form northern raiders and we go around killing animals and living on land. It's good life. But then wizard made arms black and now we need to go kill him. But we need special weapon. Killing stuff is mainly thing I know how to do. It's like my primary skill. If I was to present some kind of resume of my abilities, killing things definitely at top. Right under that would be drinking, and then being cripplingly lonely in wilderness. These are 3 primary skills.
Then you and I are the... Besides the first option, both very similar in that way, don't we? I remember wandering the mountains. It wasn't a good time.
No, mountains are far from kind. But they teach us how to be strong people. If not even physically, but mentally and spiritually. And mental strength and spiritual strength are arguably more important than physical. We all grow weak in age. Our resolve, our willpower, these can only improve. So, physical strength is really sort of overrated in some cases. Except when it comes to physically killing things, then it is useful.
Do you hate the Black Claw, don't you?
Oh, duh. Blackclaw are evil. Bastards. They're number 2 on my kill list, after Wizard.
I want to murder all of them.
Well, how about you come join me killing Blackclaw once we kill Wizard? It will be good quest. We can avenge your mother. It will be fun. And my mother, she was just poor human. We can avenge them, kill Blackclaw, get rid of. It's a good quest to have.
I do like that idea. But I'm afraid I could never kill them myself. I'm just not.
You don't need to be strong to kill a man. You can kill a man with... Well, I heard you can do it with kindness. I'm not sure how. It's beyond me. But I have seen many people not be strong and kill peoples. I once saw something, a rather strange man in mountains. He pointed fingers and bolts of lightning shoot out and kill people. He looked weak and frail, but he killed people with lightning from fingers. I have seen small people, be sneaky and kill with elegantly timed shots to vital points. It's not just brute strength. I'm sure there is a great powerful warrior within you somewhere. You just have to believe in yourself.
Whatever powerful warrior within me died with my left eye. I don't remember much of that warrior side of myself.
Well then, perhaps in time we can bring it back out. If that is what you would like. Don't want to impose any of my personal viewpoints and opinions on you.
No, I prefer not to. Father taught me to be kind.
Well, as I said, I hear stories of killing with kindness. Don't know how it works, but if you can make it work, we can do that.
Not feeding someone would be effective, don't you think? She'll laugh a bit.
I do think. Anyway, woof. I have been drinking for a long time. I am thinking I am needing to sleep.
Perhaps we will more later.
Pardon?
Perhaps we will talk more later, at a later time.
Yeah, it's been a long, difficult day. I lost best friend. We will talk again at other time. But for now, uns must get sleep. If you would like, you can have uns tent. Uns go sleep on the starlight.
I don't know how to respond.
He's being kind and polite, he's showing respect. Then you can have my tent, I'm gonna go sleep outside.
Very well, if you insist.
Sleep tight. He can't think of what to address you as, elder. He doesn't want to be offensive. He goes, sleep tight, friend. And he hurriedly rushes out before someone tells him that was really embarrassing. Okay then. With the wagon returned to town and everyone has settled everything down, you've all had some lovely roleplay time and this and that and the other, I think that would be a good place to end it for this week.
Agreed.
So, yes, thank you everyone for watching. From next week, we will not be streaming to YouTube. We will be streaming directly to Welcome to the Party's Twitch channel, which is in the description below, along with various other things you should check out, including Twitters and Patreons and all kinds of marvelous, marvelous things. Until next time, travelers and adventurers, I am the Bardic Knock, wishing you good health and happy adventuring.